good morning, evening, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful time zone. Hi, Victor, welcome back. Dark Demon Arts, thank you for the lurk, and I appreciate that. And Don't Haven or Haven, hi, and welcome also. I've made the biggest mistake of my life, possibly. I decided, just for fun, to give my dog some leftover food within a smaller bowl that's not in his bowl. So, what he's been doing is he's had his, like, the bowl that I gave him stuck between his real bowl and his water bowl. And he's been making noise, like, so much noise for the past like 10 minutes, and I thought he was just going to he was just gonna keep at it until probably the end of the stream. Victor, it's lovely to see you. How have you been? Yeah, I've decided to return, well, to two things. One is Final Fantasy 14, and the other is my evening streams, because I am over my morning streams. As good as it is to kind of wake up and start the stream and whatnot, I still think it's a better idea to to do it like this. I spent 2 hours barking at a cat when I was working. Oh God. I can imagine. See, I couldn't do that. Like, I could not have my dog bark at me while I'm working. And by working, I mean my part-time job, because they tolerate no noise whatsoever. Oh yeah, did you do the benchmark test? I was very disappointed by my results, and I'm like the only person on Twitter probably who doesn't have like the high or anything above that as a result. So at least I'm like, okay, I'm doing my little PC fundraiser. At least it's justified. But man, did it feel bad. Like I had to like put something in the video and whatnot, and I'm just like, okay, this is actually supposed to go live. The laptop doesn't open the character creation. Oh god, I'm not the only one. Mine, mine turned on all the fans when it was. When it was gonna open the character creation. I was wondering if I would be the only one struggling with that, but I'm sorry that it's happening to you, but I'm also like glad that I'm not the only one. Like you have no idea how much energy went into opening that character creation. I didn't even get to like mess around in it or anything. See, the problem is I have a PlayStation 5 and I could play the game on PlayStation 5 and just have like no issues whatsoever and just run it on max. But that means that I would have to buy the game the on F like on PlayStation itself, and then I would have to like learn how to use the controller, which I guess I have a little bit more practice with. But I've still decided to get the PC because I have just too many games that I want to play that I can't because I'm still doing this on my laptop, and my laptop is just like counting down its last days, and I have to have something, for editing and not just streaming. So there's like a lot of reasons for me to just, commit to it. But like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very worried. But we'll see. Xbox is actually a great idea. I mean, it works decently, and if you have like no other reasons to be on laptop or PC or whatever, Xbox is cheaper than PlayStation, isn't it? So I guess it makes sense. I have Switch. If I can't get it on the laptop, I suppose it probably will be for me. I mean, yeah. How much is Xbox? Xbox is like not as expensive as PlayStation, is it? Give me 1 second. I just want to add some milk to my coffee because I didn't add a lot of it. I'll be right back.
No. Oh, yes. No.
Oh, I'm spilling it. I'm spilling it. Oh. I can't just turn the light off. You can, please.
Pardon me?
Turn the light off. You can, please.
Is that now?
Yeah. Oh, I'm an idiot. Versus like less than half of PS5, like 25% less than a PS4. I see. So, how much is PS4 these days? Like, I've never had a PS4, like not mine anyway, so I don't know how much it is these days. Okay, now that I'm done spilling coffee and okay, doing everything I'm not supposed to, I think we're ready to go. I'm just gonna continue to quest today. Sorry about a little bit of a later start to the stream. Like, I have to make this disclaimer. Like, the streams, I say that I'm gonna start at 9, okay, but you're always gonna have a few more minutes because I put my toddler to bed, and sometimes I will be here at 9, and whenever I am, it's gonna be a lovely surprise indeed. But don't, like, count on it necessarily. Like, there will always be 10, 15 minutes. Didn't think of it. No, of course I'm like waking up. Like, I don't necessarily go to sleep. It just takes time for him to fall asleep, and then I need to get ready and everything and not look like a monster when I'm on stream. So there's like a lot of factors coming in. Also, welcome back. So I'm always gonna be back. It's always gonna be like 10, 15 minutes or so. It's funny how, like, when something is your livelihood these days, like, you tend to show up for these things. What possessed you into thinking that I wasn't gonna show up for my stream? I know. Dyes are what I keep in my inventory. It's like one of the only things. I think I have one quest left in Yulmore. And Yulmore just did not have that many quests, and I'm honestly a little disappointed because I thought that Yulmore was gonna be bursting with these stories about, rich people and whatnot, but the quests are just not here. There's nothing. So I'm sorry, but this is the last one. After that, I'm gonna be starting up Amarang, and I'm excited for those. Dark Phoenix, welcome back. What's up? I am doing well. I actually had a micro nap. I can't even call it a mini nap. And I feel good. I'm ready to continue with the Shadowbringers. And I think I'm going to start with Shadowbringers and Endwalker. And then depending on how, the other stories are, I don't know if I'll be doing the other expansions on stream past... I guess past the Dawn Trail ones. I guess I'm going to be doing the new ones as well. But yeah, the plan is to at least go through these ones. How are you? A lot of things here. It's really inflated. So PS5 is 5 months minimum wage in full. Jesus Christ. PS4 is almost 2.5, brand new. Ouch. Yeah, I understand. Here, it's similar. I'm not gonna lie, it is similar. I'm gonna keep the chat here so that we can see the quests, and I'm ready to go. I have a grand total of 1 crafter and 2 gatherers that I got into 90. Nice, congrats! I have mine, but I haven't leveled them properly. I've been just doing like the tribe quests and some of those levy quests. Cupcake also helped me a lot with those. And I was doing a lot of auction house, which I'm not proud of, but you know, I have like a few of them to finish up with, but I'll get there. One day I'll get there. Alright, so possibly the last quest in the zone. Scattered to the winds. Arner is staring mournfully over the railing. My letters, scattered by the winds. Whose idea was to build a city with so many breezy walkways? No, in this too. I have no one to blame but myself. They are important to me though, so might I ask you to search for them? There are 3, all told. They likely came to rest in the derelicts, as things tend to. Ouch. Okay. Well then, let's go. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff levels when it comes to my jobs. So I'm missing. I've never played. Well, Lancer, as in Dragoon, Rogue, Ninja, whatever. And I'm getting close with my Black Mage, but I'm in no hurry, so I'm getting there. I've been working on it since the I guess since the expansion. Well, since Endwalker has ended. Southeast Airlines. Let's go downstairs. I do love how Yulmar just unapologetically plays tomorrow, right? Yeah, I was doing the deliveries and Cupcake helped me a lot with the deliveries. But then I just kind of sort of didn't continue with them. Tear stained letter. Okay. I don't know what this is gonna be. Like, is this like another hidden heartbreak or something? This anti-Lancer behavior deeply offends me. Given that was my first time ever, someone raised my second or third favorite DPS by now. I see. I don't know, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, when I started playing FF14, I started playing with my now ex-husband, and that was his first job, and he leveled it to, like, I don't know, 50 or 60 or something like that, and I always, like, saw that as, like, his thing. Like, in the meantime, he stopped playing Final Fantasy 14, but, like, I haven't gone there yet. I just my couches on my laptop and just decided to not open, so others, oh. Well, I really hope that your laptop does start working. Oh, the 16 event, right. So do you think that you'll be able to get around to get like the Xbox before Dawn Trail? Yeah, the event is a lot of fun. But yeah, speaking of Final Fantasy 16, on Thursday, I'll be streaming 16 as we're gonna be playing the DLC, which is supposed to be around 10 hours maybe of new content. It'll be nice. I'm excited. But tomorrow is a Persona 4 day. I'm going to be playing Persona 4 for the first time in my life. I've gotten the game and it's just sitting there waiting for me. But I decided to start respecting Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea as my home. And why am I going towards this thing? I could have just teleported to the... Jesus, okay. This still works. I used to work and study, but games are a no-go for him. I see. Even like at the Final Fantasy XIV lowest settings, it's like lowest settings do work just fine for me. Like I've had to do many tweaks on my laptop for FF14 to work. It's unfortunate, but this is kind of the way I'm used to playing right now. So yeah, tomorrow is Persona 4, and then day after tomorrow is the Final Fantasy 16. That's coming out. That's coming out in 2 days. So I think by day after tomorrow night, it'll be ready for download or whatever. There you are. Did you have any luck? I'm gonna find out what's in these letters. You found all 3. Wonderful. I cannot possibly express how difficult it would have been for me to rewrite them. Wait, now I've had a good look at you. Are you perchance one of those responsible for freeing us from Valthry's influence? I thought as much. You have my thanks for opening my eyes. I used to reside in the Crystarium, you know. But the moment that I saw for myself, Neo Genesis, thanks so much for the follow and welcome. What's up? How are you doing today? Nah, no worries. Sometimes people think that they were following me because they either saw my stream on like another platform or whatever. It's like you have no idea how difficult it is to get everyone to be like, okay, you're following me on YouTube, but now I have to go over to Twitch, and if you're having a particularly good day, you know, to follow me on Twitter as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm live every day. Now I've changed my stream schedule, so I'm live around this time. Like I start around 9 p.m., which is in my time zone, it's like 42 minutes ago. But I was late today because I was putting my toddler to bed, and sometimes I take a small nap, and sometimes it takes a while for me to wake up. How are you? So I have all the blue mage spells, but one now. Oh, nice! Being the one I have to be 30 stages of the Masked Carnival. What's Masked Carnival? Like, I've never done that. Sitting at about 26 cleared so far, save for that. Is that like solo content? One spell is the blue mage raise spell. Yeah, of course it's gonna be the most important one, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, this thing is something that I bought for my kid for his birthday, and we normally have it in the bedroom, like when I'm putting him to bed, right? It's just like lights up the room, and I make like I create like a Cosmo Canyon atmosphere before we go to bed, and then when he falls asleep, I steal it and I use it for the stream. And then now he said that he wants it in the morning as well. So I have to make sure that when I finish the stream, I put it back in the bedroom so that so that like when he wakes up, it's there. And also like he knows when something's been used, because like when he touches it, like he knows that it was warm. And he knows that it was used, so at least it has like a few hours until he wakes up for it to like cool down. So that I could successfully lie about never touching his stuff. Last Carnival is solo content for Blue Mage only, and it's a bit of a puzzle battle. What kind of puzzle? What? I've never done it. I've seen this in the I use 14 to do checklist, and it's listed as like one of the challenges that you can do, but I don't know anything about it. I used to reside in a crystarium, but the moment that I saw for myself what happens when the eaters take a person, I truly understood for the first time that our world teeters on the brink of destruction. I was terrified. I knew I could do nothing to change fate, so I came to Yulmore hoping to forget it instead. Abandoned my work, my family, everything, and I felt no guilt for it, convinced as I was that nothing mattered. Now, though, the scales have fallen from my eyes. I've always been a coward, and what I did was a betrayal of the highest order. And I know there's no going back. If nothing else, however, I can apologize for what I've done. What if his whole family is just dead? That's likely. So I labored over these letters, hoping to convey my contrition. I don't expect forgiveness, but hope it might mean something, at least to those I left behind. I cannot alter what has been done, but I can change myself, try to be better. And you will always have my gratitude for giving me the ability to see that. You and your elven friend both. Wait, who's my elven friend? Oh, okay. Okay. I think this is it. Yeah, I stream almost every day. My only day off is Sunday. But on Sundays, I work a long shift at my part-time job. And I have no days off at my part-time job except for when I ask for it on like Saturdays or something, because on Saturdays I have a really long stream. I play pretty much all the games that I play throughout the week, so I'm live for like 8 or 9 hours or so. Saturday's a really good day because everyone's around, but yeah, Monday to Friday I'm here for like maybe 3 hours or so. Yeah, I've gone like, I can't say I've gone full time, but it is full time in a way that that my part-time job is mostly freelance, so it's kind of like pocket money. So at this point, I pretty much rely on making content for YouTube, and I have my two YouTube channels, and both are monetized. So I basically rely on making guides and like ad revenue and such, and I stream for fun and content. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. That's pretty much how I'm surviving. Yeah, YouTube is valuable, not gonna lie to you. Thank you. I appreciate that though. How have you been? It's like have the right combination of spells to defeat a boss or mobs. That is the puzzle part. Oh, have to win the fight is battle part. I see. Thank you, Neon. Much appreciated. Oh, I also saw that you have your YouTube channel that you're working towards partnering, I believe. I think I saw that on Twitter. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Or don't, because that would be embarrassing if I just saw someone else's tweet. Yeah, my 14 channel has been in a big lull for a very long time because of uh wait, what am I to do here? Yulmore is done. Colusia is all done. I need to go. I said I would do Amarang today, and I also finished Yulmore, so at some point I'll do Crystarium. But what we could do before we part ways with this area is we could do the weekly quest for Colusia if it's available. I don't know if I did it this week or last. But anyhow, what I was gonna say is it's my main channel, which is this YouTube, has been asleep for about a year, and I'm not proud of it. But the problem is, the content that I've been making on my 14 YouTube channel has just not been taking off because everybody's just, I guess, on a break. And why did I teleport here? Damn it. So the videos have not been as successful, mostly averaging between like I don't know, 100 to 500 views per like mini guide or something like that during this time that not a lot of people are watching. Yeah, you did warn me. You did warn me. I had to see for myself. um, I was uh, I was excited to continue to make Final Fantasy XIV content when I finished with the MSQ, but like it just wasn't the same after people kind of stopped playing it for the time being. So I basically started working on my other YouTube channel, which is Vplays. Vplays is like a baby project, but it took off thanks to some of the, I guess, bigger title games that I was playing, like Final Fantasy 16, um, like some other variety stuff, pretty much. So I was able to partner it really quickly. And even though I'm sitting at like maybe 1.4, 1.5K subs there or whatever, it's like its monetary value is the same as this channel's monetary value pretty much. So the channel is doing really well, and I've created, I guess, a little bit of a backup for when Final Fantasy 14 content isn't really popular. So that's been pretty much what I've been doing for the past, I don't know, couple of years or so. I will welcome back, riding home, right? Finally home, back in Eorsia. How are you? I've been doing these weekly quests for the near, like, Alliance Raid conclusion thing. The doomsaying dwarf wishes to send you to gather machine parts, and definitely not your doom. Ready for another foray? Wouldn't be too much of a bother. Is this the same? Let our inexorable march towards failure continue. Do you recall the machina you brought last time? Unfortunately, they were rather far gone, and I couldn't salvage much of them. Do you think you could bring back more of the same? Yeah, sure. So, this quest just basically asks you to go into like that near raid area and just collect dead body parts, pretty much. It is very hard, and for a while, I was fully convinced that I was gonna be able to do both Final Fantasy 14 content and other stuff, but I can't. So I know that this is gonna sound crazy ambitious, but like I do make it my goal to publish one piece of like big content per day, whether it's a YouTube video or a blog post or something like that, because I also have a website and a blog and whatnot, and it does help with like ad revenue and such. But I use my scripts that I use for videos. I basically recycled them and I use them as blog posts, which is just, bringing some additional traction to both of the YouTube channels. So I do that, and I realized that I can't do 14 content while doing everything else. So when there's a big game coming out or something, I try to focus on that. But in the meantime, I like whenever I'm not doing that, I'm I'm mostly trying to catch up with 14 and like some of the guides that I want to do. I want to go to zone 4, but I don't know where the passage is. I do love this place for the music. I do hate the factory. But thank you. It really means a lot to hear that. I really appreciate that. No, like at this point, is it gonna sound bad if I say that I'm too far gone and that content at this point is my only option and I have nothing else going on for me? So I'm gonna keep doing it regardless. Like I know that sounds terrible, but in a way it's a good thing. Like to kind of like, well, don't take my advice, but like when you push yourself into the fire a little bit, and then you're just like, fuck it, like I have nothing else going on, and this is not my only option. Then you just really start looking at it as a way to survive. Yeah, like I'm committed because everything else depresses me. you know, it's like I tried everything, and I do love my freelance job. Honestly, I have a really cool like part-time job that I love, and it makes me feel useful, and I'm happy there, even though uh, obviously it's not something that I can be doing full time. Mentally, it's draining, but I do really love it, and it's just like a nice little complimentary thing that I get to do. So that is something that I'm excited. Oh yeah, of course. Oh no, 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 it's not too personal. I work as a medical interpreter. So basically, I am in audio and video calls with doctors from like Americas and like Canada, and they receive patients who speak languages from my region, like Serbian, Croatian, Bosnian, and whatnot. And I translate live calls and video calls between doctors and the patients who come to like emergency rooms or doctor's appointments and stuff. So it makes me feel really useful. There's a lot of things that that I experience in that job, but I do enjoy it because I feel like if I'm not there to kind of pick up the phone when someone is calling, when someone is like sick or scared or confused or whatever, those people just wouldn't have their voice, like they wouldn't have anyone to kind of, help them express themselves. So it makes me happy. And it's kind of something that I went to school for. Like I'm an engineer of biochemistry, and the biomedical knowledge and the medical knowledge that I've had throughout my university and microbiology, biochemistry, and everything. It did kind of like help me get the job, I suppose. Yes, I'm an engineer. I don't look like one, but I've played Near Replicant yet. Oh my god, Near Replicant is like one of my top 3 games. Like I always put it above Near Automata. And I remember back when I was doing these particular raids in Shadowbringers, people were like, play Near, play Near. And I was like, back in the day, I wasn't into variety because I thought naively enough that I was just gonna be riding the Final Fantasy 14 ship forever, and I was like, nah, I don't need to play other games. So I didn't back when maybe people would have wanted to see that. But later on, that was one of my first games that I started playing as a variety creator, and Near Replicant just stole my heart. I love it. Thank you, Neon. I really appreciate that coming from you and your content and everything that I respect immensely. That means a lot to hear. Thank you so much. No, I do try to create a lot of backups because I'm not just like blindly riding on this. Like I have a child to feed, and I'm not just like I don't know, just hoping that something will work. Like I have to create some alternatives at least. Precisely the same as last time. When is this gonna be over? Like I'm just here week after week after week with this doomsaying dwarf, just giving him maths. Oh shit! Is this the conclusion of the story? I think we get to see the narrate progression. Lolly, just the sinner have been looking for hope. It's like whenever they say ho, I'm like, what, bitch? Like, what did you tell me? You know? Another one of those recording devices has arrived from Konok. Seems the lad has more he wants to say to you. I forgot who I was even talking. Talking about. Yeah, variety is definitely healthy, and I just wish I had realized that, like, way, way before. I was very determined to do Final Fantasy 14. Coming from like World of Warcraft, I was like, no, it's my home. I'm not gonna play new games and whatnot. But then people started talking about other games in my chat, and I never knew what anyone else was talking about. So I was like, okay, now is the time to learn what my chat is talking about, so that I don't feel like I'm missing out. you know. But yeah, well, be sure to see what's on it. Like, can I play this? Yeah, exactly. Like whenever I quest for these dwarves, I get called a hoe like 50 times a day. you know. You there. Yes, the two of you. What are you doing talking and nodding suspiciously? What are you up to? I don't know. Realized that very late as well. Had dreams of going on to the State of the Realm podcast. Oh! I was always trying to get into the community. It's just so congested now. I feel the same way. And like I'm gonna be honest with you, like I never like try to present myself as like bigger than I am or whatever. And that's why I'm trying to kind of prepare myself for the inevitable heartbreak of the media tour for Dawn Trail. Like that's something that I've been wanting so much. And now that I realize that it's actually like in Berlin for Europe, that means that they would actually be flying people over there, and that just kind of like makes me feel that not even like the 8 or 9K sub channel on YouTube, it might not be enough to get me there. Even though, see, this is the thing. Like when I started playing 14, I was a little more than a nobody when I was a content creator on YouTube, and so many people got invited to the Endwalker Media Tour, and I was like, okay, in 2 years I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna work hard, and I'm gonna get myself there. So I kept like making videos, and I stayed committed to this even when I felt like a lot of people stopped being committed to it because it wasn't as popular. So I spent like hours and hours making these little minion guides and mount guides and accessory guides and everything, just to kind of stay loyal to the people who have started following me back then, and to give them something. Even though there were always people who would come to my content, and they'd be like, "Why are you making minion guides? Mayoni has this turf covered or whatever." It's like sometimes like I would get people who actively discouraged me from making content because imagine someone else is making similar content, not the same content, just similar content, because my content is very patch oriented. So whenever there's like a new patch, I say like okay, here's like all the minions from this patch, or all the accessories from this patch, or all the mounts from this patch, or whatever. So I try to have a different format at least. And it actually is baffling, unfortunately, how unwelcoming some of the community members were when it comes to a new content creator. It's like everybody complains that there's nobody creating content, but then you start creating content and suddenly people are not happy about it. I'm like, what the fuck, you know? It's like I'm just trying to exist here. And then you get like booed off stage pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like everybody uh, like has room to grow, and regardless of like the negative experience or whatever, I've had some wonderful ones and a lot of wonderful things happening on this channel. And I just feel like I do owe like everyone who's followed me and who's subscribed to me on here on YouTube to keep making this content. But I still feel like a nobody. And I still feel like when the media tour list comes out, that my name's not going to be on it. And I'm just going to have to be okay with that. But I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's been 2 years since I kind of set that goal for myself. And I know that I will be a little bummed for like a few days. So I can't expect it, but I really wanted. Like I even reached out. Like I went as far as to reach out and inquire and be like, okay, if this is a way for me to put my name in the hat, I'm putting my name in a hat. You know, I'm interested. I want this. Like I did reach out, but like like that's the only thing that I can do. I'm definitely gonna continue making content even if I don't get invited. I just really want it, and like you said, it's so congested. I get that. Yeah, I know, but it's still, like it's very hard to see yourself the way other people see you too. It's like I feel like if you are a normal person, you will always seem smaller to yourself than what other people see you as, you know? It's like I feel like it's very difficult to kind of get yourself out of that mindset, but I appreciate it nonetheless. And like I said, I will be heartbroken and I will be very mopey for the I don't know for the next few days following that announcement. But I'll get through it. Like I'm not gonna remain hopeful because that's like the worst thing that I can do. Imagine hoping for something and then it doesn't happen. Like I don't do that. I don't know if yeah, exactly. Like I'm already like preparing myself for the downfall. Like I'm not an idiot. I'm not gonna keep my hopes up. Who does that? I learned nothing from Endwalker apparently. You're conspiring to take over the village, aren't you? Just like those murderous machines. No, I'm not. What? The dwarves. I do remember this story, but like it's been such a long time. What did I just my head. What is happening? Am I gonna be able to see that message that I got? They're never gonna show me that, are they? Something's not right with Glag, and it's not quite the same sort of not right, but follows a few too many casks of ale. Oh, by the way, Neon, are you coming to TwitchCon? I may have asked you this already, but will you be in Rotterdam? Whatever it is, it's nothing you need to worry about. I'll take care of it. Now then, was there something else you needed? Is there anything I can help with? House rebuilding. Oh, right. So this is just rebuilding of the village. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Firmament, just a lot more lonely. What do you want? If you're here to mock us, have done with it and leave us be. No, I'm not here to mock you. On the contrary, I want to join you. Wait, who's this guy? So what you I'm saving for a new PC. I know. Like it's the worst time to be like to be saving up for a PC and preparing for Dawn Trail and going to TwitchCon. Like honestly, I don't know how I'm gonna make everything happen. It's like I feel wrecked enough that the launch weekend for the Dawn Trail itself is on the TwitchCon weekend. So I'm gonna be at TwitchCon during the early access, And I've committed to TwitchCon before I knew when this was gonna be coming out. So basically everybody's gonna be playing Dawn Trail. I'm at TwitchCon, and then I come back on like the second in the evening, and I can only play Dawn Trail on like the third. But I guess that's not really a bad thing because everyone and their dog will have played through at least the beginning, I guess. Trying to get that YouTube partner on Twitch and save for a PC. Oh no, I don't completely get that. Yeah, when it comes to Twitch, I'm not like having any aspirations or anything because I multi-stream. Like I never push people into watching me on Twitch because I know that some people like YouTube, and there's a surprising amount of people watching on Twitter and just preferring like the no ad experience. But they can't chat yet because on Android chat is not enabled. So I have a lot of lurkers on Twitter, but that's mostly it. And sometimes when they get on PC, they say hi, but plus program. I see. That just sounded no, that's fine. Like I didn't know if it was I assumed that it was like a partner thing, but now I remember the thing like when you get like enough subs to get increased revenue, right? Leon, thank you. I appreciate that. Be leveling up in the evenings of the first 2 days. Oh, I see, I see. So maybe it's a good thing that I'm actually missing that part. I guess I don't know. I'll be wanting to level up Pictomancer, but at the same time, I do want to experience the main story with my paladin. Like I'm not seeing myself just switch to Picto for the MSQ. I think I'll just go with my with my pally. Yeah, like I stopped like working on Twitch partnership. I never talk about it or anything because I don't care because there's like literally no benefits to it for me at least, and I focus a lot more on YouTube. So I'm I'm very happy to just like not worry about it. Such a grind. Gotta requalify again next year. Oh, really? Wait, if you qualify for Partner Plus, it lasts for a year? See, I didn't even know that. Reset to paid mage for glory at this point. Yeah, like I just don't want to queue for anything as a DPS, and I don't want to experience like new dungeons and new raids as a DPS. I want to tank and be awful at it. So it lasts for 12 months. Yeah, I see. I'm even surprised they give it that much. I thought they were gonna be like, okay, so now you reach partner plus or whatever, but you have to like maintain these sub numbers to like uh to even like qualify next month or whatever. I fully expected it to be like that. So this is actually a surprise for me. Imagine Twitch letting something last. That's actually good for a creator. Oh, now Neon, what are you gonna be maining in Endwalker? Do you know? Usually not the one to get involved, preferring to observe from a safe distance while making the occasional comment to remind people of my presence. But seeing how hard you've been working for the village, I couldn't help but want to make myself useful for a change. We could certainly use all the help we can get. Let's see, shall we welcome him to the crew? Depending on what he can do, I guess dwarves are all useful in some way, shape, or form. Thank you. I'm certain you won't regret it. Like I wanna see the message. Come on, that's why I'm here. Ever have strangeness with Glack? I wasn't sure what to expect from my or Dara friend, but it sure wasn't an offer for help. Anyway, I'll find a moment to talk with the fellow about our plans. And when he's managed to settle in, you ought to have a word with him too. But to answer your early question, there's nothing we need for you for right now. Only a matter of time before we call on you again, so kick your feet up while you can. It's like these quests are like a nothing sandwich. You're there, and it's just like, okay, just do this for weeks and weeks and weeks. Oh, portable archive. That's where we see it. Got it. Palin's getting a rework, they said. Oh yeah, I heard of that. Imagine if I actually uh get to go to media tour and get to experience that for myself and make videos on it. How cool would that be? Like, come on, Square. Where is the duty collection? Portable archive. I forgot to mention, I brought a pod with me. It assures me the spheres came from a different world and their purpose is to invade others by duplicating the machine life forms. It's weird to think that to someone, ours is the other world. That's it. This is why I do weeklies for like a singular sentence. Let's go to Amarang. I'm disappointed. Where is it? Neon, I appreciate it. I really do. It means a lot coming from you. Yeah, the Automata UI, right? Like honestly, I want the replicant, uh, the replicant crossover. Because replicant is my preferred near game. No, like I. This is not like bragging or anything, but I do get to 100 messages at some point during my stream. It's to be expected. If I don't get to 100 messages, then I'm like, well, it's been a quiet day. You know what I mean? Lu too soon. All right, I do these triple triads. I count them as as side quests. So I think I've earned myself a rest from all this hard work, sending goods to the empty. How about a game of triple triad? Yes, please. What is the rules? Order. Cards must be played in order they appear in the deck. A plus and fallen ace. Great. Okay, love it. I did say it. Order. Okay. Oh, that's stupid. Oh, that's really stupid. Well, at least I know how to play plus. That's something. Ah, there we go. Maths, right? The problem with triple triad in 14 is that let's see what they recommend as a deck. I don't even know what I have at this point. Um, the problem is that you don't have a guaranteed chance of something dropping. So even if you luck out on making something happen for yourself, you still oh mother depressing. Oh, I'll get you. 5. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. No, no, that is a draw. That is a draw. God damn it. Let's go with my deck. This deck is stupid. I think I do better with my deck. Even though this deck isn't tweaked for this matchup, I may have to tweak it, but how about I just how did this one oh I see, okay. See, my deck's better. What did we get? Reen! Okay, we wanna I don't know if we're gonna put it in the deck, but I wanna see if it changes the recommended. Because sometimes the cards that you get, like from a certain vendor, they will actually show up in your recommended deck because they help you win against them faster. But that is apparently not the case here. I'm probably just gonna fail at this one. This one should... That's not gonna switch. It switches 8, not 9. What the fuck am I doing? I got very angry at this game, I'm sorry. This is it's quite an experience. Well, I appreciate the thought at least. And I'm actually very happy that I changed my streaming time because I used to stream from like 12 or 1 p.m. until it was time to like pick up my kid from the daycare. But I realized I was just missing out on pretty much all of the people who I've ever been considered friends with. And I do see some creators around that time, but not a lot. There we go. How am I so bad at this game? Like, this one will always... Okay, we'll always win the plus. But I will always lose this. Okay, let's do that again. So I'm much more comfortable with this time because it's not too early for America and it's not too late for Europe either. Yeah, Zakar was just not able to be here during the early hours because he would be at work. So that just goes to show that for Europe, the hours just sucked. Do you feel you've ever been recognized in the 14 community by any other creator? I think so. Yes, there was an interesting time an interesting time maybe like almost a couple of years ago now. It's like time flies, but during which there were Final Fantasy XIV creators who collaborated a lot with each other through, let's say, podcasts. Do you know? Well, you probably know Poporo's podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but he actually used to gather a lot of content creators to work together. Sarah and just a bunch of people who at the time were creating content or still are creating content. And Popoto was just there, and he kind of broke through with his shorts videos, which did pop off a little bit, quite a bit, and it helped them gain enough traction to establish a very successful podcast. And I had the honor of being the one of the guests on his podcast. I'm actually going to go into Discord to see who exactly was a part of it, because we did try to like stay in touch with each other and just kind of, I guess, create a semblance of community. But that mini Discord group, whatever, kind of died out. I still am in the Discord. I just want to see who's in there still. Give me a second. Where is that? Where is that Discord? I'm in a lot of... So basically, this is... There's actually quite a few people who you might know here. Stout, and then Popo, from basically the Popoto podcast. Popo was I actually can't remember his actual channel name, but he made a lot of these Final Fantasy XIV like shorts that a lot of people reacted to. At some point, Asmongold reacted to them as well, and I'm gonna have to remember what his actual channel name was. I know of Popoto's podcast, but his I can't remember what his main channel was. But here there's also there's War Chief Peeps, there's me, Saucy Noodle, Sarah Jane, Rukiran, Crystal, Brian Ricardo. Let me see. I will find his main channel. Give me a second. So yes, his I did see. I don't remember his name being Professor Popo, but yes, his uh his channel is Professor Popo. I think he had a different channel name, to be honest with you, because I don't quite remember this one. And I was very happy to be on the podcast for I think a couple of times we got to talk. This is actually a video of one of them, and there's quite a bit. Ironically enough, there's this podcast video is about why um, why I believe in the side content in Final Fantasy 14, and I'm here doing Final Fantasy 14 and doing side content. So yeah, there were quite a lot of people who were kind of gathered by Popo. I don't know, there was Rukiran at some point as well. There's Chad Torson. I don't know if you know Chad Torson. It's like there was like a little community that was just like consistently, I guess, kind of meeting each other, especially on YouTube, because that's when YouTube, I guess, I don't know, YouTube community started being a thing. So I think that this is one of his most popular videos. This is the one that actually that Asmongold reacted to, and I think that's how Popo came to be. So I'll share the links here. So yeah, like I can't say that I felt like recognized or whatever, but I tried to make friends. I guess one of the uh, like acquaintances that I would like to consider a friend in that sense also is Quasi. Quasi was very, very welcoming to me. And he actually was the person who really helped me with traveling to Singapore back in October or November. And thanks to him, I really did feel safe enough to travel like to a foreign country on my own to go to the Final Fantasy concert, and I actually got to meet him there and have a lovely chat, and it was just a very, very pleasant experience. Quasi is awesome, and that's I guess highlights of my scattered relationships and like any sort of communication across like FF14 old school guys, people like Zeno, Mr. Happy, Sly, Asher Faris. Ah, I see, I see. Yeah, I know of them, but I don't know them per se. Like I was just I guess focusing more on the people who I've met, but I think Quasi is like the only person who I've actually met in person, who I've made an effort to kind of reach out to when I was in Singapore. But yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, Mayoni is funnily enough, I one of my first interactions was with Mioni was when some of the members of Mioni's community actually confronted me on Twitter about existing as a content creator because Mioni was making content and I was making content and my content seemed I guess too similar to his, and I was like, Mioni, I know that this is not your attitude at all. And like I actually tagged him and I said that I do believe that multiple content creators can exist in the content creator space and still kind of get views and establish their communities and whatnot. So yeah, Mioni responded and he was like, "No, this is not what I believe in at all." It was like very silly because some of his community members just felt like they were representing their favorite content creator, and they were just kind of, I guess, throwing a unknowingly they were kind of like, I guess, throwing a bad shade like on Mayoni as a creator because nobody wants to be perceived as someone, what am I even doing, as someone who like is fostering that kind of culture. And I knew that Mayoni wasn't, and I was just like, see, I'm gonna I'm actually gonna tag Meoni in this so that you can see that this is not what content creators believe in, you know? And I guess I did forget to mention Joseph here, who is one of the very, very, very dear people to me in the not just Final Fantasy 14 community, but content creator community in general. I've been loving interacting with Joe, and he's been very, very kind to me, and I'm glad to have had the chance to hear about so much insight about 14 content creation in general and everything. And I just really do hope that, yeah, he is super kind. He is absolutely one of the most kind people that you will meet in the 14 community. Also, I don't know if you know Esutik. Esu is a streamer. She streams not just Final Fantasy 14 but variety as well, and I had the honor of meeting Esu probably some time ago, like almost a year ago, maybe here on Twitch, and we've realized that we have a lot in common when it comes to creating content in general. So we kind of, I guess, play the same or similar games, and it just feels good to have someone who just has almost the exact same vibe as your content. So I'm very happy, and I'm actually planning on some really cool stuff with Esu and some of the people from Esu's community who I don't know very well just yet. But actually, the other day I got raided by some of them, so I was able to get to know their community as well. Yeah, I know. I was so sad about KupoCon, and I'm still mad about that. Because I feel like I absolutely deserve to travel as a content creator, and it feels like I've really been robbed of that opportunity, because why wouldn't I be able to? Why wouldn't I be able to? What is this? Gaia. Oh, finally. Okay, so now we have a Reen card and we have a Gaia card, and we never have to play this guy again. Perfect. Like I do not, like, if I ever do travel to UK, I do not intend to stay there. There are many reasons why I don't want to live in the UK. Not trying to throw shade at it or anything, but I'm very happy with where I am, because being here actually allows me to create content and survive. It's like, with the money that I get from my content creation, I would not be able to create content anywhere else. So I'm actually just there's actually a lot of people from your country here who I would technically be throwing shade at, Zykara being one of them, right? There's quite a few people here from the UK. Yeah, so I occasionally just like throw shade at my mods to just return the favor of like everyday trolling by dissing people's countries. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that. Not on purpose. A flyer for attracting prospective employees catches your eye. If only job ads were so easy to find. What? Honest pay for honest work. No experience necessary. It appears to be a job advertisement. Speak with a more taskmaster for details. Alright, let's get a job, apparently. Like these, oh, I can't do this. I have to abandon mission. Where is my black mage? I almost chose to not get experience from this. Yeah, I'm just absolutely gutted by the fact that most of, if not all of the Square Enix events revolve around UK, and I'm just like not a part of that community. And like I have never felt more robbed of all the opportunities that I could possibly have as a content creator than me not living in the UK, to be honest with you. It's been so it's still experience, okay? I've almost exclusively leveled through level 76 off of Kaluja side quest, so I don't want to hear it. You'll do. Here for work, are we? Good, good. Honest pay for honest work, that's my motto. Your timing cannot be better. I have a job for you. Take this package to my client who's outside the village to the south. Mort Fellow, you will know him when you see him. Probably. Now listen carefully. You must not peek inside no matter what. Is that clear? Good, now off you go. I kind of want to peek inside. Why is there no option to peek inside? Why would Square do this? What would I do at the Pokemon Championship? I've never played a Pokemon game in my life. I mean, I see that was a very arrogant thing of me to even say. It's like, oh yeah, surely if I lived in the UK, surely I'd be invited to like all of the events. But see, I can only say that, and I can only I can have myself believe that because I'm not there. I'm like one of those. The other day I watched a video that describes me exactly the way I am right now. It's like two dogs are fighting, and one is like a big dog and he's barking, and then the smaller dog is barking at the big dog, but like not directly in front of him. But the small dog first goes behind the glass door that's like semi open, and he goes into like the corner of the glass, like doors or whatever, and he throws himself onto the glass and he starts barking and acting like the most vicious dog ever, as if we didn't just see him go over there and hide himself in that glass corner. And he's like, oh, if only this glass was not here, you know. It's like I can say these things being like, oh yeah, surely I would have been invited, like until I reach the point where I'm actually there and like not getting myself invited. So I'm just gonna like I read and rap, I'll come back. What's up? Crisis Core after 16 event is the only event I've ever attended so far. Hey, that's a good event to attend to. Crisis Core is probably one of my the second out of my top 3 games. Like I love Crisis Core so much. It would have been a great honor to be there. So yeah, at the 16 event, I could not feel any more intimidated and out of place. Feeling like I don't belong. Imposter syndrome was super real. It was definitely rough. Oh, I know exactly what you mean, and I felt that way. I felt that way in Singapore actually, and I actually had a very embarrassing moment as I felt I felt so out of place as I was standing like in front of the concert hall, like in the Star Theater, right, in Singapore, and I was waiting to say hi to Quasi because we said that we would like meet each other there after like the concert. So I was gonna talk to him, but he was talking to Arthas. I can never say his name properly. And I think he was there with his wife or something like that. And I just stood there very respectfully, just kind of like waiting for them to finish the conversation. And then she like looked at me and she said, "Oh, do you want to take a picture?" And she thought I was there to take a picture with Arthas. And at that point, like I felt so weirded out by that I didn't even like go and say hello properly, as I wanted to say hi to him as well. But like when she asked me that, I just like completely froze and like kind of ignored him, and I said, no, I'm just here to say to Quasi. So I just like completely disregarded him, and to this day I feel bad about it because he's one of the content creators that I've been wanting to meet. But that sole interaction just kind of stopped me from being a normal person and just being like, no, I just came to say hi. It's like I did not know that like standing next to someone and waiting for them to finish the conversation would automatically imply that I was like trying to like get a picture taken or something. 16 Web was intimidated. Flew Mr. Happy, Curious Joy, and others from the States over to UK. It was a massive event. They had USGP walking around watching you play. Later, the voice actors were there. It's incredible. Oh, honestly, that's such a great honor. No, don't worry about the novel. I'm enjoying reading this. Just on my own looking lost sometimes. Oh man, I know exactly how that feels. opportunities or not, it comes with other feelings sometimes. Definitely. And like going to these events like that, it has you feel like you're peeing in the pool and like everyone can see you. It's like if you're alone somewhere and if you, God forbid, have an imposter syndrome, you're just gonna like be there and you're gonna think that literally everybody is looking at you and that everybody's noticing that you're alone and that you like don't belong. But that's like if you're feeling the imposter syndrome, here's the beautiful thing. Even if you ever had the reason to feel that way, if you had an imposter syndrome because you didn't belong or because you weren't like big enough or whatever, chances are then nobody would know who the fuck you are and nobody would even be looking at you anyway. Like, I know that sounds horrible, but I find that singular thought to be very comforting. It's like sometimes when I'm alone at like events or something like that, I think to myself, like, okay, so these people don't even know me. For all they care, I could be like a part of staff or something, and nobody even, like, I don't know, nobody cares who I am, so nobody's going to think that I'm weird for just being there on my own. I felt very weird in Singapore at that concert because literally everyone around me was Asian, and that's not the weird thing. The weird thing is that I was wearing white, where almost everyone around me wore black for some reason, and I went there as a blonde. Like, I'm almost translucent and I'm just there with like my blonde hair in a white like button shirt and in my pants and everything, and everybody around me is wearing like black sleeves t-shirt, and like I stood out like a sore thumb in that crowd, and that's kind of what made me feel weird because I felt stared at. So I just like hid myself in the corner. But then I found another girl who was hiding there. But she was actually not hiding there. She was working on her cosplay, as she was cosplaying an ASEAN, and she's actually a lovely lovely girl from Philippines, and she was there with her boyfriend. So kind of talking to them made me feel a little better, and I like didn't kind of feel alone anymore. Oh, I'm so happy for 10 years. So meeting him last year was nice, but it's always nerve wracking meeting someone you know that long. Oh, yeah, I understand that completely. So you don't meet your heroes for a reason. Yeah, I understand that. No, like, even if he was, like, why not, like, it's, admiring other content creators as a content creator is definitely a thing. Like, I would be super nervous um, about that. But I'm also, like, there's something weird in me that I don't know, like, is it ego, is it arrogance? It's like I have this like very nasty like I guess part of my character that doesn't allow me, that when I admire someone as a fan and I'm a content creator within the same niche, I don't know how to approach them as a fan anymore. For example, I was in Amsterdam for the Hearthstone World Championship. Back then, I was doing Hearthstone content creation full time, and I was a nobody. But I had my little local community and everything. But at the same time, like, I don't know what it was, but I never got to meet any of the Hearthstone players who actually came to the Hearthstone World Championship, either as viewers or as participants. Like, I never got to go and kind of shake their hands or whatever. I don't know, like, is this something like really nasty in me that, like, I don't know, that would have made me feel inferior? Like, what is it? It's like, I don't know, like, I just kind of like didn't want this experience. That's the thing. Like, if I've not spoken to a content creator, then it's like really weird, because what if you end up in a conversation, and what if you have to like say that you're a content creator, and what if, God forbid, you have to I don't know, say anything about the size of your content in comparison to theirs? It's like, I'd rather just like not have anyone know that I'm a content creator at all. That's so weird. Like I don't know, that's how I feel about it. But I'm working on it. Like I'm working on being okay to be like someone's fan. Like I'm totally fine with like meeting game devs and like voice actors, even voice actors who are content creators or whatever. But when someone is a fellow content creator, I'm just so scared that we're gonna end up talking about content. Or needs to be comparing sizes out of context. I mean, you would think, but then some people just do. Mm. So here's the thing. I actually experienced that in a very local event that I was recently a part of. So I went to something very unrelated to my, I guess, scope of games that I play. I was invited to the opening of the Wargaming studio here in Belgrade. And I've never played like World of Tanks or like anything like that, but I did get to meet content creators there. There was exactly four of us at that event, but the other ones were so much bigger in comparison to me. And people here do tend to talk about their numbers first, you know? It's like when we got there together, I within 5 minutes I knew exactly like how many followers this girl has on her TikTok since she does like makeup content or whatever. I knew that this guy had a contract with like a music like a like a what's it called, like a production house or whatever that publishes something because he was working on a project or you know, like it's like here like it's for some reason it was like like studio like a house that publishes like a like a company that publishes like discs and well not discs anymore per se but like albums and such, like a production company or whatever it is. So one of them had a contract with one of the local record label, that's the word, thank you. Perfect. um, it's like they like ended up talking about that and then like I never like I didn't want to I guess I didn't want to talk about my content in that sort of sense because I do like niche content or whatever. So like I got openly asked like how big of a social media channels I have or whatever, and I didn't want to get into the whole like live streaming on two different YouTube channels and a Twitch channel and having a TikTok and having an Instagram or whatever. And I just said that I have an overall of 30,000, which is true. And then they were like, "Oh, well, considering the niche content that you're doing, that's actually amazing." Because they do know that I do a lot of like RPGs and JRPGs. But now I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, so that were they like just trying to make me feel better about my 30,000 people, you know? It's like, how big do you have to be to pat someone on the back for their, you know, their 30,000? It's like, that's why I don't like talking about it. It's like, because, like, no matter, you know, what kind of number you have, it's like you're always gonna end up in a company where, you know, you're just gonna be like, I mean, hello, content. I stream to 2,000 viewers. How many viewers do you stream to? Stream to one viewer your mom every night? Jesus Christ. Yeah, they were like, they don't even use like the word thousands anymore. They're like, oh yeah, like I have 500,000 on TikTok, 500,000 on YouTube. It's like the moment you reach these numbers, it's like they like using like the million in their sentences rather than thousands. Thousands are just not cool anymore. Yeah, I've done WoW, and I still plan to do WoW content for the newer expansions and whatnot, but I took a big break. And I'm gonna be honest with you, WoW content has basically been feeding me on this channel because my old WoW guides for like mounts and minions and whatnot are still getting a ton of views. And I'm probably just going to continue to make them with the new expansion. I skipped Dragon Flight completely, and I did like a little bit of the main story, but that's it. So I'm probably just gonna go back and do the main story and do these these guides because they get so much traction. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, WoW has a much better and more engaging content when it comes to collecting than Final Fantasy 14. And I keep saying this. It's like I make mount or minion guides or whatever for 14, and I literally get booed off stage for one reason, in my opinion, and it's that the guides are too easy to the content is too easy to do, and the guides are too easy to make. And then it feels like there's no point in like letting people know that they cannot walk up to a vendor or whatever and buy a mount for this or that amount of gil, or buy it at the auction or at the market board or whatever. But with World of Warcraft, they actually put a lot of effort into puzzle mounts, meaning that there's a few mounts each expansion that you actually have to do a lot of content for, travel across the world, acquire different things, and just kind of build something from scratch. Yeah, exactly. It's easy to collect, and in WoW, it's not. It's not there. It's not just about running through dungeons either. It's actual puzzle content that is kind of scattered across the world, and I used to be a big fan of that. So I even went back and made some content for old things that supposedly everybody knew where to get, but as it turns out, they didn't, because my guides still got views, even for like the oldest like mounts and content and such. So once I start playing WoW again, I'm considering just going back and redoing these guides for like older content as well, because I think I can do them better. And I have done them better because they're still getting views and a lot of thank yous and whatnot. So I think that that's the content that people legitimately want to see when it comes to World of Warcraft. So I will be doing that also. And let me see. Start saying 250,000, 6th of a million. Yeah, exactly. I should calculate what percentage 8 or 9,000 is from a million and then just use that. YouTube, when it comes to, well, monetization, it's pretty minuscule when you do content in a language that's not very popular. I guess not English or whatever, unless you probably live somewhere where there's like a lot of people, because ads are very cheap. So I often get asked, like at least by my local community, like why I don't publish content in my language, but the ads are like 10 times cheaper. So if you for as long as you're doing content in English, when it comes to ad revenue, you're going to be fine. And I think that there's a lot of value to be had in the uh like eternal content, not just live streaming. I do live stream on YouTube, but I don't recommend it for like super new channels because they kind of tank other videos. So if your live stream doesn't get like any views whatsoever, then like your other content doesn't get views either. So the way I started, the way I thought was successful enough, was having like I don't know like 1,000 subscribers first or something like that, and then starting to kind of live stream on it as well. Yeah, reaction content used to do very well, and I was very happy with that sort of thing. And I felt like the community back then was super creative. There were these movies to be watched, like the emote movie, and a lot of stuff that the community has been making that I enjoyed reacting to, but I have not been able to find anything to watch since, and I feel like people have stopped kind of, I guess, milking Final Fantasy 14 for content, and therefore the rest of us just kind of got starved. And not even the content creators who used to publish videos more often, like they don't publish them as much anymore. So it's like back like 2 years ago or so, you knew exactly like whose reaction videos you want to cover and whatnot, but now everybody's just kind of on a break, I guess, and there's not a lot to do. But I also don't like being a parasite, so I tend to watch these videos for entertainment value, but I don't rely on them like monetarily or anything. People started reacting to the benchmark trailer. Barely Darknet has a new move that's showcased in it. See, that part I didn't notice. I did watch the benchmark trader and I published it on the channel, but I don't know. Like I feel like the community feels a little betrayed by Endwalker, and it's being reflected on content creators on YouTube in particular. Because I'm getting comments on my YouTube channel, and people are mostly like, yeah, this is great, but I'm not coming back to the game until there's new story and until I see how they've pulled off Dawn Trail. So basically, from the content creator's point of view, they say you can continue existing. I will just not help you get paid until Dawn Trail starts. So you can do whatever it is that you want to do, but you gotta find another way to exist as a content creator. Like I know that that sounds mean. Uh, people people didn't think for some reason that Endwalker was very good. I never had a real complaint about it, like a legitimate complaint that I could have made, because I was never there in time for something like Boja or Eureka or whatever. But I did feel like something was missing, and we didn't get this expansion. We didn't get side raids and some of the other content like the relic weapon progression in any way. So it did feel a little empty. I personally felt a little betrayed as a creator because I was planning to go big on the relic weapons, and I started a guide series when the first relic weapon dropped, and I was like, okay, you just go and you exchange your tombstones or whatever. And I made that video hoping that there would be a series. It's like, this, okay, this is step one, kind of like in Heaven's Ward. Like you have a step one that is like this, and then another step is you do something else, and then the next step is you do something else or whatever. And I thought that this series was going to be worthwhile, but it wasn't, because then eventually I started being embarrassed to even publish these videos, because that particular video got me booed on my own channel. It's like people, like after three or four of the after 3 or 4, I guess, cycles of just exchanging tombstones, people actually started coming to that first video that I made, the only video that I made, and started being like, why did you make this? It's like, how was I supposed to know at that time? Nobody thinks about the fact that I didn't know at the time that that was gonna be it. It's like, I had no idea. I thought that I was gonna have a series on my channel. I thought I was gonna have a lot more content to do and whatnot, but I didn't end up having that. And then I had to like unlist videos because I was getting trashed on them. And like the way the content was in the past, what, a year and a half, it did betray content creators to a point. And I'm just so grateful that I made my other YouTube channel so that I can survive. And it really took off. Like I've played some great games, and actually I feel like I've made a community for myself out of the Final Fantasy XIV group, and it kept me alive. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that singular decision was what kept me alive as a creator, because it took me so long to decide that Final Fantasy XIV can't possibly be the only thing that I do, It's like, to me, Endwalker is not awful. I had fun in Endwalker. Every single thing that I did in Endwalker was fun. But I also had to live off of people's positive feelings. How do I explain that? Like, people were not as optimistic about the content, and therefore it was difficult to get people to watch content. So I had fun. Like, I had a great time in Endwalker, but I couldn't stream Endwalker as much, and I couldn't play during Endwalker as much, because it's just gonna sound awful, but I was just not making no money off of playing Final Fantasy XIV and Endwalker. I'm not making money right now. I'm doing this so that I can let people know that I'm back to creating content. Right now, I'm not creating any sort of content that's worthwhile. Nobody's here because of my like Shadowbringers side quests or anything exclusively. I'm just, like, I just have to start showing up. I can't just show up on day one of Dawn Trail and be like, hey, we haven't seen each other in 2 years, but here's me with my streams and my videos or whatever. It's like I have to start being in people's feeds again on YouTube and whatnot. It's like that doesn't just happen organically as soon as you start publishing your content and whatnot. So I am trying to be back, but I'm not forcing myself into playing the game. If it was up to me, I would be playing Final Fantasy 14 all the time. Like I'd be playing these side quests. I would be uh, doing ocean fishing, getting those mounts, getting those minions. I would be collecting, but nobody wanted to watch that. Like that's the content that I'm passionate about. I love collecting for myself, and I love teaching people how to collect as well. But not a lot of people were into that, interested in seeing that kind of content or whatever, or even seeing the side stories like job quests or anything that I have left to do. So I couldn't stream as much, I couldn't play as much, so I have a lot of stuff that I just haven't done because I couldn't find audience for it. And I was not streaming on Twitch during my MSQ, and that was, I can't say that it was a mistake because I was not allowed as an affiliate. And then it occurred to me that I can cancel like my affiliate contract and just stream on Twitch. But I realized that too late. Like I went from Realm Reborn until like all the way to the end of Shadowbringers or even Endwalker, not even streaming Endwalker on Twitch. And it's a huge, huge missed opportunity. I did not get to uh, build like the community based off that. But then they allowed content creators to multi-stream and still keep their affiliate deals. So I was doing that. Like I didn't know that Twitch would do this. I didn't know there was any point in me building a Twitch community. When it comes to Dawn Trail, I guess my plan is to go and do, I guess, as much content as I can, but not rush through it. Like I really burned through Endwalker story and raids and pretty much everything, and then I was just like left with nothing to do. So I want to take it easy and also play other games while playing that, because I want to give people the chance to finish their story first. And I'm just gonna be a little smarter and kind of do more self-care when it comes around. But I want to keep doing these collecting guides for each patch and for the like entire point 0 expansion. Like I haven't really fully found my place yet, but that's something that I'm happy to do in game. So I guess I'll be doing that. How about you? Like, have you got new games and content to explore because of that too? Yeah, definitely. And I'm just very happy to have had all of you guys to kind of point me in some direction. It's like I would not be where I am right now without all of you and without the community who actually introduced me to some great games, to Near Replicant, to Near in general, to Persona, to other games that I discovered were just as beloved as Final Fantasy XIV. I just never really got to, I guess, experience it, as I was stuck in this mindset of, being a full-time Final Fantasy XIV content creator until I learned that that's just not something that I can realistically do. Yeah, for a 14 creator, like you're fucked. Yeah, exactly. The content drought is there, and I feel like so many of my friends who used to stream Final Fantasy 14 on YouTube, like I can't say for Twitch because like I just wasn't there during Twitch. Like during the not during Twitch, during like Endwalker on Twitch or whatever. I don't know who was there, who's not there anymore. But I know that of some content creators who I used to be friends with here on YouTube who just made these videos maybe 3 or 4 months or 5 or 6 months after the Endwalker base game, and they were like, I can't make these videos anymore. Like, I can't continue to make Final Fantasy 14 content. My content is just falling apart. And the thing is, like, there's so much content that people just uh have not done. But when it comes to people watching content, people just want to watch the new content. Nobody really like cares about like what happens like outside of it, and you have to really like touch people right here for those people to like be there when you're not doing something super hype. It's like you have this small window of opportunity for people to like start liking you when you're doing something that's hype, and then you, I don't know, pray to god that some of them will stay with you throughout the process of you just creating content. Yeah, I think casual is the good way to do it. Like, I thought that rating was something that people wanted to see. I thought that many things that are not as casual were what people wanted to watch, but it never really ended up being like that for me. And then I realized that at the end of the day, if I do what makes me happy, I can still build a community, which was like not something that how do I say this? On YouTube, streaming on YouTube is very difficult because of the format. Because when you stream on YouTube, you don't just go like, hey, I'm live. Like, sometimes you do, but you have to have a title. You have to have a thumbnail. You have to have a description. Like, the format of the platform itself already makes you plan your content before the content happens. Like, you can just say, hey, I'm live, and just have a picture of yourself on your thumbnail, but sometimes people will just not show up for that. So what I tend to do is I treat my Twitch streams the same way. Like, I treat my Twitch streams as if they are a future broadcast of some sort. I always try to have a theme of some sort, and I'm never like, okay, I'm just chilling today, even though sometimes people do just want to chill, and that's fine. But I always have like some idea of what I would like to do so that I can have a more structured content. It's like the way I'm used to live streaming on YouTube. It's just very hard to be like, hey, I'm streaming. It just doesn't work as well. So I am going to try and have a theme for my content, just because I'm live like on multiple platforms, and I feel like if one of them is structured, then consequently all of the other ones should be structured as well. It's different for YouTube and for Twitter, for example. For on Twitter, people just don't care. There's no like thumbnail or anything. There's just a stream title, and that's that. And you can be like, "Hey, I'm live with Final Fantasy 14." But like on YouTube, you have to add a little bit more detail, but still it's the same content that's everywhere. And you just kind of like have to, I guess, I don't know, offer people some idea of what you want to be doing. That's that's it. Let's just start doing solo deep dungeon runs, and when people come to you, we'll see. We'll see. It depends. I feel like when I'm doing something very difficult, I feel like I'm not a very good streamer. Like, I feel like I don't look at chat as much. Gregorius Jins, welcome back. What's up? How are you doing? So is a compliment because no content at all. With real engagements, just talk, then quest done. Yeah, that's true. I mean, I've stalled my way through like Final Fantasy 14 MSQ, not on purpose, but I did end up talking a lot. And I always say that like if someone wants to see my like actual origin story, like my actual lore and get to know me as a person, like they need to watch my Final Fantasy 14 playthrough on YouTube. Because I have a playlist of like my 80 something videos there, and it's literally like I shared so much of myself during that playthrough. And I think the quest line itself just kind of makes you share things about yourself that you never thought you would share. to like with other people, and that is like that singular journey is my actual lore. It's like I've never played a game where I shared so much of myself. The only game where I talked as much about myself, maybe, and shared about myself, maybe, would be Persona 3. Like, that is the one game, I guess, that brought it out of me. And I think that might be one of the reasons why it very quickly became one of the best games that I've played of all times, because it kept me talking, and it kept me thinking and sharing. And I think that that's why I had more fun as well. Some games you just play and you're like, you see the story and you're like, okay, so this is the story and that's that. But these games that actually make you talk about yourself, yeah, it's a personal journey. It really was. It really was. It was a very genuine personal journey for me, and I was just so happy and so grateful to experience it like that. And now I'm just wanting more. So we're starting Persona 4. Like, I'm not having super high expectations. I know it's not Persona 3 Reload, and I know it's different from Persona 5 that I said I would play, but I will play it after. Um, but like, I have a lot of faith in the franchise, to be honest with you, and I just want to experience it. It's like one of those franchises that are worth being experienced while you're still alive. It's like you really want to see it, dude. Like, I was standing in front of this NPC just kind of talking, and he's like, are you ever gonna do this job that you got hired for? Oh yeah, yeah, I had to separate. But to be honest, I did publish some of the more variety content on this one as well. But when it comes to MMORPGs, so I started playing Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I haven't finished my playthrough yet. But I started playing it here on this channel, and I still do World of Warcraft here. So I keep my MMORPG content here. Janix, welcome back. What's up? How are you doing? Everyone should have faith with Persona to take like 20 years to release a game. It's not 20, but it's somewhere around that. Yeah, the OST is just amazing. No, you should never apologize. As a streamer, you know that the chat talking to you is the preferred content that you want to be making. Like, I'm here to talk to the chat. Like, who cares about like whether I did one quest more or less today? No, I'm just happy to be connecting and actually talking about these things that mean a lot to me. So I would take that over, finishing a quest any day. Yeah, exactly. It's a live stream. Like, if people wanted to like watch a playthrough, they would just watch a playthrough. But we're here together, so Persona 3 originally released in 2006. This is very close. I can't believe you're coming into my chat talking about how many years has passed from, like, I don't know, 2000 and something up until today. In my mind, that was all like 5 years ago. What do you mean? It's like, are we actually here to bring up how old we are and how long ago these things happened? Is that where we're going today? Wow. Remind me of age. Exactly. It's like these, like, I don't know, like every day on Twitter, on Instagram or whatever, there's always a post about, hey, this thing happened 25 years ago. I bet you thought it was like last week or whatever. It hurts. So Digimon anniversary video early because it's 25 now. Yeah, exactly. Never able to find WoW to be anything other than short to play. Yes, at the high end gameplay, yes. And I rated in WoW. I rated Mythic, which is the equivalent to Ultimate, and that was the first and the last time I will ever raid in anything. It is extremely traumatizing to do World of Warcraft at the high end content, but I, as a like collectionist, I don't know the word. I find joy in doing content that isn't necessarily endgame. It was there when it was released, right? So 3 years old, like we were all old. But a bit of WoW Classic, I can definitely see the appeal. See, I love the story, but it's hard to get new players into the story because right now it's just chaos. So I don't know. At this point, it is a bit sad, seas, but at this point, World of Warcraft became like a business avenue for me. Like I just go, I play through the story, and then I make guides for pets and minions that I know people will like, and that's that. Like I'm not emotionally invested into the game, not as much as I was before. You know. Played 11 religiously is when I tried. Wow, the most fun I had was the jump button. Wait, is there a jump button in 11? What do you mean? Is the parcel getter? Did I? Oh, Oh no. Oh no. I'm a black mage and my chocobo's not even here anymore. Oh no. It's like I'm just sitting there talking and I have no idea of anything that's expected from me in the side quest. I have no gear or anything. They should never have given me a combat quest to begin with. There's no jump button in 11. It's like old Pokemon where you can go down slopes but not up slopes. Why would there not be a jump button? Is there ever a good reason to just omit it? Degrade my job is sleep and a single target. I'm sorry, I'm new to this, and I just my black mage, um, my black mage gameplay. What was that? My black mage content consists of pressing buttons that glow, and when things don't glow, I get confused, and I press the buttons that are closest to my muscle memory. I don't know. If you need a jump button, then never ever play Guild Wars 1. Wait, what? What are these games without jump buttons? What are you talking about? Sorry, Benchmark Query did see your result. Yeah, my result is catastrophic, and I am very happy that I decided to fundraise for my PC before this whole benchmark thing started because I actually have a problem. Yeah, sorry, that was background noise. I actually accidentally played a video on the side. Sorry, I'm multitasking. The worst one was fine without a jump button. Level would have benefited greatly from one. How do you not, like, how can you live without this? Isn't this like a form of communication as well? Yeah, like, I just, see, I tend to learn my jobs when I level. I don't want to hear a word. We're not supposed to fight back. Not fair. Our job was to steal the package, not to hurt anyone, I swear. Ask the taskmaster. He will tell you everything. I don't understand what this job is that I took. It will be a slope that's like up to your knees. Zero reason why I can't go for it, but the game is like, no, go all the way around, all the way around. Oh, so basically, the reason why there's no jump button is because it's supposed to be a time sink. Got it. What the fuck was this? Is there a problem? Still looking for the client, are we? Seems to be hiding something. Use the doubt emote to wring the truth from him. I doubt the emote would do it. I think if this was the real world, we would have slapped him across the face instead. Slash doubt. Ask you what inspired you to start making content. That's actually a funny story. Well, I started making content when I started playing Hearthstone, and I guess it was a person. So I used to be super 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 into Hearthstone to the point that that was my only game ever. Like I did not play story games or MMORPGs or anything at all. Like back in the day, I didn't even used to play World of Warcraft. I just started playing Hearthstone after, I don't know, a few years of playing Skyrim and some other games, but there was never like the game for me up until that point, which was in like what, 2015 or whatever. And I started playing it with my now ex-husband, and we were super passionate about it. And I guess we started watching live streams. And then at some point I was like, look at all these people live streaming, like why can't we do this? And I guess we thought it was a good idea, so we just like bought like a really cheap camera, really cheap mic, and we just started streaming. Like our first few streams were a disaster. Like we had like no sound, the music was copyright filled and too loud, and nothing was going right, but it was still fun. And it just kind of went from there. So we used to live stream together, and that was kind of like, I guess, our thing, because we were both students and we didn't have a lot of responsibilities and such. But then when I got pregnant, he got a full-time job, so I just kind of like took over channels and continued to stream on my own because he couldn't commit to it anymore. And I don't know, like if I felt at some point, it's not that I was making him do it or whatever, it was our thing, but at the same time I always did feel like maybe he was less comfortable in front of the camera than I was. And I don't know, like I think he was also struggling because of his English. His English is very good, but when he started, he did say that his English was not as good, and every time like he would stream for a longer period of time, his English would start getting better. Like for a longer period of time, I mean like over the course of like a few weeks or a few months or something like that. So his English has improved immensely because of streaming as well. But I just felt like I don't know, like I felt like watching him live stream. I guess I did feel like maybe something was, I don't know, maybe something was missing. Maybe he wasn't as happy as he would have, I would have wanted him to be. So maybe it worked out for the best. But I guess that's how I started. And since then, like I just basically took over. I rebranded the channel because he wasn't gonna be a part of it anymore. But we still have a YouTube channel that we made together. And this is not something that I normally show on stream, but now that you asked, it's like a very bonus thing, I guess. That well, I don't brag about this in any way, shape, or form because this channel is just really bad. But I do have like this old thing where we have like our old live streams, and this is a super fat me when I was pregnant. Like there's like all of our live streams pretty much got dumped here, and please don't look at them. This is really bad. But let me sort it to oldest. Oh shit, we actually have our first stream ever actually published. I was also fat. I was not just pregnant. Actually, this was actually our first stream ever. It came for me this channel. It did? Oh my god. How did it connect me? Look at how I labeled them. First stream, second stream, third stream, fourth stream. Why is this not fifth stream? You know? It's like there's I think this is I think I started playing I started making Hearthstone content for the first time when I got Legend in Hearthstone for the first time. Yeah, it's like please don't follow this channel. It's not active anymore. But yeah, this is like me 8 years ago. Let me see. Okay. I don't think there's any sound. Let me see. I think we had like copyright music and everything. I don't know. Let me.
And to explain basic ideas about the
Yeah,
text.
no,
So,
don't sub to this.
More than welcome to write in the chat and
Oh, you can't see.
we'll do that.
actually,
Well, now you made me show
I
you.
forgot. I
So
forgot to present you my decks, so
Yes,
you
it's
don't know
the
what I'm
S
playing.
plus me. Like
I
the footage is
started with
awful.
mid-range
Like
counter,
this is 480p. What do you
with
want? This was
currently
8 years ago. Okay, this was my first live stream
destroy
ever.
his own minions.
Okay, this was my
So,
first
this
ever
is not
live
mine,
stream.
This is not mine.
Okay,
It's
for the
basically the
first
idea of
stream
that.
ever, it was
Oh my God,
not
this
terrible.
Yeah, that's not mine. The voucher wasn't mine.
I mean, I didn't think I was. I didn't think I was gonna be doing this today, but here we are. Shavy, thank you so much for the resub. 6 months in a row. Welcome back. What's up? Thank you, thank you. This is so blurry. Like I can't even see my face properly.
Sure.
But yeah, that's my first stream. Okay, I can't believe I have this. Can't believe I actually showed it to you. But yeah, it's like one day we're gonna explore that channel further. Please don't watch it, but yeah, if you want to know, like, I guess if you wanted to see the very beginning. Oh wait, there was a sub message. Shit, Stream Elements doesn't show that. Let me actually go back to Twitch because I didn't hear it at all. It's like it didn't pop up for me. I saw it in the chat. Let me go back because for this I have to go to actual Twitch to read it. I'm gonna binge watch now. Oh my god. No, please, no, that was so bad. Me when I learned that another game has motion blur on by default. Back valve of beast, I vanished from my side. Right. It makes me really nauseous. Yeah, it's okay. Like it's a very. Those videos are no good. Okay, don't watch them. Nothing to see. Nothing to see there whatsoever. He'd probably kill me if he knew I just shared this. It's something we left behind, okay? But it still exists. It's on the internet. And I did not know that I had my first stream published on YouTube. That's actually a pleasant surprise. Yeah, we had to start somewhere, exactly. And it's been 8 fucking years. It's been 8 years with like all of the breaks and everything. It's been a long road. But finally, I feel like I may have found, somewhere I belong. Somewhat. Ouch. And film grain. Oh yeah, that's awful. Some games don't even have it turned off by default, right? Truth is, there's no client, and the package is full of nothing but rocks. Not expensive ones either, just rocks. Hire people to... Look at this camera. I hire people to deliver the parcel and another group of thugs to steal it. When they return to me empty-handed, I demand compensation for the loss of my wares. No blood spilled, just coin changing hands. That is all. That is an elaborate scheme that might actually work. Yeah, well, I probably shouldn't call my baby a break, but it was a break. It was a break. I probably took like 1 year's break, but I see that's another season of my content. I started making content as soon as I had my baby, but I wasn't doing gaming anymore. Like for at least a year, I was doing other stuff. I had some stuff that I was going through, and therapy was out of question because it was expensive. So I wrote a book, and I was doing. During that time, I learned how to get myself self-published on Amazon, and how to write a book, how to have covers or whatever. I have 3 books. I don't share that with public anymore. It's a very personal book, and it's a memoir of a sort. And that book was pretty much like having another baby. But after that, like I don't know, like I was doing some content that is more parenting related. So that's why my YouTube is named Mom's Den, because it used to be something of a vlog that was more related to parenting, and I had no idea I would be back to gaming. And then when I decided to, I just basically took the name and put it onto Twitch as well. and realized that I want to be back in gaming, but that I want to make it a little different, I guess, in a way that I want to create a space where people who are very busy will find like a place where they can relate, whether they're parents themselves or um, I don't know, like just busy people who don't get to just, know life games at all times. So I just kind of like wanted to let people know who I was so that they can understand from just the name of the channel itself why I do what I do. So that's kind of my motto on YouTube as well, especially on Mom's Den, like on YouTube. My guides are quick and easy. That's the main thing that I always say in all of my videos. Like I don't beat around the bush. I don't try to chase like ad revenue, try to increase the videos to be like longer than 8 minutes or something like that to put a mid-roll in or whatever. It needs to be as short as possible and just help people do something in game without wasting their time. So that's kind of that's kind of how I started making my videos. And no matter what game I do, that's the concept that I have for my things. It's counterproductive. You obviously want to have as many watch hours on YouTube as possible, but I found that a lot of people appreciate, I guess, seeing these kinds of videos rather than just having like a 23-minute guide with no timestamps or anything. So yeah, that's that's how I do content on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you. No, I do try to just, I don't know. Like the reason why I make content is to at least try and make people's lives easier. Yeah, like because time is precious, and when you become either a parent or a really busy person, then you understand how valuable the time is and how you just want, like I started just creating the content that I wanted to watch. Every time I was looking for something to do in Final Fantasy 14 or whatever, guides would always be 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes or whatever. And I just started making videos that I want to watch. So I would be making those videos for myself. It's like these guys are too long. I'm going to make a 4-minute guide and that'll be enough. So I made a video that I can watch for myself where I would learn all the information that I need and, to hell with all the rest. I actually have a video for layout tips and everything, but it's a very old version, and it's let me actually see. Uh, 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 Give me a second. Playlists. I think I have a playlist called Sprout Guides or something like that. Give me a second. There's a lot of different stuff here. Where's my Sprout Guides? Housing. Sprout Guides. I have 131 video here.
Final Fantasy 14.
Oh god, that voice. Okay, so I had videos like 30 plus quality of life tips for beginners. This pretty much like 15 out of 30 of these are layout tips. This is not a guide. I don't know why this is here. Uh, 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 Event guides. All right, that's fine. Reacting to, this is not a guide. Okay, so I have less guides apparently because these are not Sprout guides. I don't understand. So I had yeah, no, my voice was just really bad, and I can't make a guild guide ever because I am too poor. I do not know how to make money in Final Fantasy 14 to save my life. Where is it? I had the 30 plus tips, and then I had another video that was just kind of a continuation. There was a lot. Like basically all of these guides were all of these guides came with the idea of just answering a question that I had in 14. You should make a guild guide. If you're trying to push your YouTube channel, that would work fantastically. But yeah, that's pretty much where I guess found myself, like just making minion guides. I did try to make raid guides, but my raids guides never really took off, even though I think they were decent. But let me see, this is Endsinger. This is
Endsinger's Aria, or Endsinger Extreme, is the newest trial.
Oh my god, the footage. What is wrong with this? It had like 300 views, and I would put like so much effort into it. For some reason, this was just not working for me.
In the middle of the arena. The head will do a half-room cleave, while the planets will rotate around
Like, they were good.
with one moving quickly and one moving slowly. If the planets are orange, you need to be as far as possible from their collision, while being behind the head.
Like, I put a decent amount of effort into these, but they are not very good. Don't watch them. Blue Hair Arc. Yes, that was back when I was unemployable. They were detailed, but you know, like, I did all this work and I got like what, 200-300 views per guide. Pfft, not worth it. Like, I get that much for making a single minion guide. No, thank you. You know? No. Because they're fine. I don't know. We know, watch them. Yeah, I don't know. I tried to do them, but then I realized that I don't have anything to help me establish an emotional connection with the people who will watch my raid guide. Someone will watch my raid guide and then will come to my stream and they'll find me trash talking or sitting here doing whatever this is, and they're gonna be like, oh, but she's not a raider, so I'm not gonna watch her. It's like, I'm not committed to it, and then it's like, in mixed messages, here these videos, nobody's watching them, you should not watch those, because I don't want to make that kind of content anymore. I did try, and that was my era of that was my hustle era, actually, which went something like this. Like, I thought that it was good enough if I made myself feel like I was working at something, you know? It's like I would make these these videos, and I would feel good about myself, and I would feel like I put in like an honest day's work into it. And then I ended up very hungry. I don't, like, yes, I work more, but now I work towards things that feed me. This was not feeding me. Like, you know, it's like, I can't do it anymore. I was not, like, it doesn't work for me. Like, some things work, some things don't work. It's like, I can't continue to make this content. I'm sorry to all the 366 people who benefited from my Endsinger guide. I can't. I'll be hungry if I continue to make these. There are so many people out there who make better guides. Like, there's Mr. Happy, there's Miss Tech. There are plenty of people with an established audience. Just let me do my minion guides and mount guides, and whenever you want to collect something, just come to my channel. But I'm not gonna raid anymore. You know, it's not happening. Especially not now that I've like discovered plenty of games that I want to be playing that are not 14 also. I know, but I don't see myself as a raider. Not now, not in 6 years. Like, my heart's just not in it. Like, I'm not doing it. And I don't have the luxury to be hungry for 6 years. I have a child. I gotta do something now. I'm sorry. I know, that's the problem. Like, there's still a lot of value to be given, but there's pressure for immediate results, unfortunately. I'm trying not to sound like a sellout, but I don't have another big-ass job or anything, you know? Can't do guides for 14, because the title will just be British Guy Yells Mechanics at You Till You Learn. And what's wrong with that? Like, I think the fact that it's a British guy yelling mechanic, it already sells like 50% of the video, because some people would just listen to YouTube, if they could just like snap their fingers and like all of the YouTube videos would be with a British accent. Like, how good is Final Fantasy 14 just because it has like British accents and not American? If this was an American game, it would have sucked. You know? It's like you have this advantage that you're not even tapping into, and not only that, you're also using it as an excuse to not do it. Your accent is adorable. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you and Zycar are talking about. You have great accents, both of you. Smackers to Sakura, your part. Like, honestly, like, so many people have a thing for British accents, myself included. I love them. I don't understand how you don't. What? Wait, don't tell me that, like, all of you are unaware of this. Like, your accents are great. Everybody who's British should be a content creator. It's like your duty it's like your duty to fulfill this legacy as a British person. It's like your voice just immediately sounds better. I don't understand why more people just don't make videos. It's like your accent sells 50% of the video. Trust me. You know? It's great. Please, boss, no more. This is too complicated, too dangerous. You're right. There must be easier ways to make money. We need something that requires less effort, less risk. Kind traveler, will you accept this as an apology? Maybe no one needs to know about this, except for my stream. Sure. I'm just being honest. People from this community know I can't lie to save my life. I love British accents. Probably to an unhealthy degree, but it means 50% of your worth is your voice. I didn't say that. Zycara will always find a way to turn everything I say into something awful. That is not what I said. You have more value than that. But how much better would my accent be if instead of awful, I was able to just say awful at all times? Awful sounds so much better than awful, you know? You're very fortunate. Most succulent of succulents. Bill is looking for an unsuspecting laborer to help him make a quick deal. This is like a, what is this? Am I just a slave here? And my accent is just a mix of different things. Because I was in the States, and then I had a really long, unhealthy relationship with a person from Ireland. And then I came back here and I started tutoring English, so my mixture is like a it's not very it's not a very good one, but it can with practice. But why would I? I will never be an OG like you. Sinner over here. You have seen fruiting gigantiders nearby. Yes, very aggressive they are. We murdered. Stay away from them, but someone like you. Yes, I have an idea. You're healthy, strong. I have a favor to ask. Bring me chunks, big chunks of their flesh. Jesus Christ. Go east from here and you will find them, or they will find you. You shall be rewarded if you do as I say. Quickly now. Great. The British life shows me the thing. And you should embrace it. If anything, it will bring people like me into your content. People who will be there for the wrong reasons. Oh yeah, that relationship actually turned out really funny. We were in a distance relationship for like about a year or so, and he visited me a couple times, and then I went to Ireland. I had a ticket. I had a return ticket for like a 1 month trip, and I was gonna stay with him. And I came over and I met his whole family, and it was Christmas time and everything. And like 3 days into my trip, he told me that we're breaking up because he realized that he didn't love me at all. Then I ended up being there for almost a month, like sharing his room and like lying to his family and everything about being together because he didn't have the heart to say this to his mom because his mom absolutely loved me. Yeah, it's a very traumatic story. It took me 10 years to be able to laugh at it. It's so bad. I got mega dumped. You have no idea. It was incredible. He regretted it later, but it took years. Well, I can't not laugh at it because when I don't laugh at it, awful things happen. I start thinking about it like a reasonable person, and that is not a good idea because I didn't pay money to go to therapy for this. So my only therapy is laughing and like pretending it's fine. It is a really bad story though. Like you have no idea how poorly I took that. I was 20, no, I was 18. I was 18 and he was 23 at the time. And I took it so poorly. I started like sobbing uncontrollably, and he tried to stop me, but I exited his house, and I ended up walking in the rain like an idiot for like 3 or 4 hours. Unbeknownst to me, he was following me the entire time to just make sure that nothing happens to me because I was there on a visitor visa thanks to him, and he would have probably been held responsible if something was to happen to me. But he did let me walk in the Irish rain for about 4 hours. Bro, it took years to just even be okay with myself after that. Yo, it's like I have never gotten dumped in a worse way than that. And do you know what the worst thing is? I have no idea why he dumped me. Like, to this day, I have no clue why he broke up with me. He just said that he didn't love me anymore, but then later on he said that that like was not the real reason. And he never told me what the reason was. He will die and he will take the secret to his grave. It's amazing. Yeah, those experiences definitely shape who we are, and I'd like to think that a lot of unhealthy things about me are closely related to that unfortunate incident. Yeah, show me. Funnily enough, we are on decent terms these days, and whenever I want to ask about how Elder Scrolls Online is doing, I ask him because he plays that. So I never really like tap into whatever it is that went on back then, but like we are okay, I guess. We've done well, very well. This is not for more mouths. No, fine price. This will fetch though. Sinners like you enjoy the flesh of the little ones. What the fuck? The big ones, not so much. Sinners like you enjoy the flesh of the little ones. The big ones, not so much. What? He just assumes that I'm a really petite girl? Apparently. Yes, little ones are good for selling, but hard to catch, hard to kill. It's so not so difficult for you, it seems. Take these shinies. If a guy says that to you, it's because he has no legitimate reason. This thing going on is very stupid, but I don't want to outright admit it. He did say something, like he gave me somewhat of a reason why he broke up with me, but I don't buy it. Like he said, since I was 18 at the time, and I said that university was a consideration. It wasn't like something that I 100% wanted to do. But he said that he broke up with me for like a noble cause, so that I could like focus on myself and like my future or whatever. That's a ton of bullshit. I'm going doing big flash in front of cold boots, right? I've been in many relationships. I did have one serious one, engaged, living together, trying for a baby. Then 13 years old, she wants to break up with me. Jesus Christ! What? Over there when I was 20, been single since. That sucks. Holy shit! I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's so just like that just happened like out of nowhere. Yo, like, I don't even know why we get into the relationships, man. This just, everything just sounds awful. My story, your story, everyone's story is just awful. Like, why do we even do this? Flea-bitten scavenger. The rumbling of this flea-bitten scavenger's stomach echoes through Mord's soup. A traveler, nice life if you can get it. Me, I'm working for a Thill, heartless bastard. Gives me weekly quotas. I meet them, I get paid. If not, I get nothing. Not much incentive to go above the quota, but just meeting it's got me run ragged. Still, I'm in no position to complain. Anything beats starving to death. Thing is, I'm down to my last couple of gil, and I won't survive another week if I don't meet the quota. So what, he's just gonna find another slave? To make things worse, I've hit a dry spell and there's no chance of making it in time. But if I can distract him with a few sand wigglers, his favorite snack, he might let me off the hook. Please help me look for some, I beg you. Thank you, friend. I knew you weren't the sort to ignore the pleas of a desperate man. Anyway, we best be off. I'll see you outside. Oh, he's actually going with me. Dan Valentine, welcome back. What's up? No, I appreciate that. Happened at the end of lockdown. Similar to when my divorce happened. I just feel like the lockdown just killed so many relationships. It's like now we're stuck together and I realize I hate you. You know? Like, that's an awful way to describe it, but like, I guess that's what it was. For the list of dumb stuff I left in my relationship, people question me immediately, right? It's like, man, like I said, like I don't even know why we get into it. Lockdown definitely did that to a lot of people. Like it did because then you were just like, I don't know, like was that a way to, I don't know, to affect the population increase and just put a halt to it? Because you realize that these people who normally would be, I don't know, spending their lives together, trying for children, whatever, it's like if they hate each other, they'll get divorced and then they will just not have all these children. Like, was that, like, I'm not here to spread conspiracy theories, but it makes you think, you know? And I might be wondering how we can coax the little buggers out of hiding. With explosives, of course. Right. They're supposed to come crawling in droves whenever there's an earthquake, so we'll make one of our own. I'll head east so you go south. Let's meet back here once we caught a few of the slimy sods. What is a sod? Like... This message sounds like it should be read in British. I think a lot of people let things slide because they'd be away for 10 hours a day due to work. Yes, and it's such a saving grace. Like, you can't just spend all your time with someone. It's not healthy. They lost that option to realize they can't live with that person. And they weren't supposed to. There was always supposed to be work. It's like, how do you... I'm not the kind of person who could do that. I wasn't able to do that. Like, I guess out of desperation, my ex-husband and I divided our time with each other and with the child and everything, and we stopped seeing each other. Like, I was asleep when he was awake, and he was awake with our son when I was asleep. Like, we literally started avoiding each other at that point. I can't do it with anyone. Like, it's like, maybe at the beginning of our relationship when I just want to spend all my time with someone, but as soon as that goes away, it's like I can't just dedicate all of my time to that. Well, that also depends on like other factors, I guess. It says Twitch here. What? There's an actual region here called Twitch. Let me see what they mean by that. Twitch. This is Twitch. What? A lonely tower? I guess for many, this is what Twitch feels like. Ouch, that hurt me too. I think I ever lose the feeling of is if I suddenly go from wanting them around all the time to not, then there's a problem for me. No, I get that. Max was 3 years older than me. When we broke up, she told me, thanks to you, I'll probably never have a baby now. That's an awful thing to say. Blaming me, not getting her pregnant and making me feel like I cost her motherhood. I was definitely messed up a bit. No, that's awful. That's an awful thing to say. There's always alternatives. If you want children, it's not anyone else's responsibility to like make a child. If you want a child with a person, there's always adoption. There's so many kids who just have no one. And it's like the fact that maybe someone didn't or wasn't successful at it doesn't mean that they should be blamed. Yeah, like I think that if a person was able to say that to you, you're probably better off like this. The tower doesn't have to be lonely because you're with the tower now. That's true. That's true. Yeah, you really dodged the bullet there, if you ask me. I take it the Wrigglers were feeling cooperative. There you go. How'd you find so many? Some people have all the luck. Anyway, let's go back. If all goes well, there might be even something in it for you too. Well, here's your can of worms. Do you know the story about this mount? Do you know the flavor text? It's actually really unnerving. Let me show it to you, in case you don't. Because I'm just here to disturb my chat. Because why not? Where is it? Where is it for the two people in this chat that might not know this? Where is it? What's it called? What is your name? I can't, like, these pictures have nothing to do with how mounts look. Silky, there we go. Encountered in the depths of Silden subterrane, this arcane entity was the familiar of former Sultana Nanasha ul Nasha, who created it to keep the royal place squeaky clean. Contrary to its appearance, the palm on the tail is the actual being, rather than a mouse-like creature. In case you didn't know, like this is the mount that you get from the variant dungeons. So basically this is alive and it's throwing around a dead mouse like a rag. Yeah, same here. That's why I play a tank in all my games. It's become an actual roleplay. Wait, what does it mean for someone to not engage in intercourse with you and for you to engage? Like, it's not your... What? What kind of... I don't understand that. Like, is that, like, basically her, like, starfishing through the encounter and for you to just unload your... What the fuck? No, you dodged quite a bullet there. Can't wait for new variant dungeons to solo 12 vassals more as a gunbreaker. See, I never ended up soloing them. I always start and then I just kind of feel lonely and incapable of beating bosses. So I end up doing it with people. But I haven't finished the last one though. Oh yeah, this is something that you want to find out sooner rather than later. See, I don't understand that. Like, it's just like from a woman's perspective, you're like, I'm just gonna lay here and I'm gonna get ready to be an incubator, and you can like it's up to you to find joy in this encounter in any way you choose, because I sure as shit am not gonna help you. Yeah, no, this is not trauma. This is real life. This is what actually happens. Yeah, today is one sad campfire, and we're all laughing at her. We're all laughing at our stories, but everyone knows that I also stream on YouTube, so whatever it is that you say, it just stays on the internet forever. We are aware of that. Yeah, exactly. It's like if you don't laugh about it, are you have you ever really been have you ever really been traumatized at all if you don't turn your trauma into a funny story one day? It's just how it is. And then you like tell your traumatic story and then you realize that none of the people around you are laughing and you're just like, "Oh, so this is the traumatic experience that has everyone worried except for me." Had a bit of a setback and pitiful. Spare me your excuses. You failed me for the last time. Wait, I brought these for you. Oh, this is pretty much the accurate description of me in relationships. It's like I'll be this guy. Like I'll be the cranky one and I'm gonna be like, you failed me for the last time, and then you come with like a milkshake or ice cream or something. You're like here, like I bring gifts. And check this out. For me, oh, you're too kind. This is so juicy, so wriggly. Yes, yes, very nice. I never knew you had such talents. Very well. I'm willing to overlook the quota on this occasion. Yeah, this is literally me. Like I'm in this picture and I don't like it. Thank you, boss. If that's all, I'll be off. Stop. These sand wrigglers are a lot more pleasing than the usual junk you bring. From now on, you're my chief worm collector. Consider it a promotion. Same rates, of course. This guy's me. This is why I do these quests. They're so good. Not what I had in mind. Beats being penniless, I suppose. I don't know how fair on my own, but I appreciate you helping me today. Milkshake brings me to the yard. It does. It does, though. Who here is not brought to the yard by the milkshake? Come on. Prefer milk stirs, not shake. What's the difference between a milk stir and a milkshake? I really. Well. Anyhow. This is a legitimate. Of course, it's a legitimate question. I never ask questions and not expect an answer, except every time we talk about lore. Then I ask plenty of questions and tempt you into spoiling me the game, and hope you don't. Jinjin, I love their names. What do you get? Necklace. Jinjin's son could use a helping hand wherever he is. What's taking him so long? Does say things about me. Explain what things? What? Nothing. Just stirring the pot. Yeah, exactly. Dan Valentine is like that one cat, like in a like if you imagine like a street with like 5 dogs in it and one cat, like he would be like the I guess the definition of the cat that like walks down the street for like all the dogs to start barking at it, and then the cat like goes and hides and like enjoys the chaos that she created as they're barking for the next 3 hours. That's what it is. Who, you ask? It's my little one. He has gone on his first errand to the Red Sarai, and I'm worried sick about him. Anything could have happened. It's hot and dry, and these are giga tenders that might giga tenders. Giga tenders. I don't know English. I might try to squish him. I must do what I can to see he arrives safely, but he would be so embarrassed if he knew I've been helping. Maybe you could do it. Yes, that would work. Do you know the long bridge? Northeast from here it is. Take this Wriggler powder and scatter it on the big rock on the side of the ravine, and maybe a bit more further up the road. Why, you ask? Simple. We might use aromas like this to wake us up when we are sleepy or tired. Once my son smells this, he will not have no trouble reaching the Red Sarai. Fun, could you give this letter to Thamoth? Who the fuck is Thamoth? So now I have to hear the comment. What do you mean? Exactly. We do not do reservations here, right? And we have a channel in Discord where there are no reservations whatsoever. Like, I made a not safe for work channel and my Discord as a joke, and just, I don't know, as something that I guess I've seen other people do. And then there's always like 2 posts or 3 posts in it since the beginning of the Discord history. But I made mine, and then I realized that we are a group of complete degenerates, and that channel has become like one of the most popular channels in my Discord with actual peak content. Recently heard me called a very dark bear in the story of chocolate, but he is a chocolate boy. He's my chocolate boy. What do you mean? That's a lot to ask, but if anything were to happen to my son, I would never forgive myself. Well, let's go save your son then. So yeah, this is how I advertise my Discord. Instead of saying join Discord like a normal person, I'm like, we have a sex channel. You know? I'm gonna get myself banned from everywhere one day. You get cancelled for less. Definitely. No, I'm just like, me creating content is literally the definition of people with an attitude. I'm here for a good time and not a long time. Like, that is literally. So Twitch channel 18 plus. I sure as shit hope so. I don't know. I hope so. What's that? Something for me. Is it? How do I check that? Gene said your name is not got cancelled. Then when people make an article like got cancelled, people just think they typed it twice by accident. If I ever do get cancelled, that is actually the one thing that would make it worth it. Yeah, am I like, okay, out of curiosity though, how do I check that? How do you make your channel like unsafe for kids? But then if I do that, then people, I don't know, like, I feel like whenever people have this thing on, it always implies that you're up to no good. But I'm not up to any good, though, am I? No, I'm not. I'm just looking at it. I have no clue. How to make Twitch channel. Home dashboard, click settings. What the fuck is a home dashboard? Oh, what? Settings, stream. Mature content. It's not here. It's not called mature content. This is an old guide. This doesn't work. I don't... How do you... This channel's unsafe for adults. This channel's unsafe for everyone. But it's not here. How do you turn this on? Clip settings, VOD settings, latency. This is actually in... See, there's like audience in the stream info, and you can't change it because it just says everyone. Oh shit, there it is. Theirs is different. Content classification: drugs, intoxication, excessive tobacco, no. Gambling, no. Mature rated game, can't select it. Significant profanity or vulgarity. That's hurtful. Prolonged and repeated use of obscenities, profanities, and vulgarities, especially as a regular part of speech. What? Sexual themes, content that focuses on sexualized physical attributes and activities, sexual topics or experiences. I'm wounded now. What? Violent and graphic depictions, simulations, or depictions of realistic violence, gore, extreme injury, or death. No, but like significant profanity? Me? That's not me, is it? Is it me? Is it really? Prolonged and repeated use of obscenities, profanities, and vulgarities, especially as a regular part of speech. Well, no cursing will just mean that we can't select ourselves as anything else. Like, is this really my content? Now that they say it like that, it's hurtful, but the things that are not true can't hurt you now, can they? Back in 2 minutes while we come to this realization. Is it that bad? I'm shocked. Me? I have no words. I have no words. Does this technically get you less viewers or more viewers? On bad days on Twitch, I can just be like, well, I got nothing to lose. Anyway. I'm crying. I guess if we were to like go out on a limb, like this would have to be like stretching the truth to like the most incredible lengths. My content from time to time could be considered profane as a... It can't be from time to time if it's a regular part of speech. What the fuck does this mean? Oh. I see. I hear it. I hear it. Okay. I'm convinced. Okay, we've just... Well, I guess we're safe now. We are officially profane content. Anyhow, from Jin Jine, something something. My boy, something something hard worker. Cause this handwriting is abysmal, but I think I get the gist of it. It seems like he's gone out of his way to help his son, though it's probably a bit unnecessary. From what I've seen, he's quite capable of taking care of himself without being mollycoddled. What the hell is that? Yeah, I've it took me those 2 minutes, but I've come to the realization. We are now content with no decorum whatsoever. Having said that, it's hard not to be moved by this gesture of his. I know that family means a lot to the Mord, more than we give them credit for sometimes. I'll see his son gets a fair treatment, don't you worry. Like, you just leveled up. It was definitely an important realization. It only seems right that you be rewarded for your hard work in maintaining relations between us and the Lord. This is for you. Good. I guess I will be here to watch and keep her out of trouble. I am never fully out of trouble. I always dance that that thin, like on that thin line between getting myself cancelled and role playing as a nice person. I don't think I can be stopped. Daemon gazes wistfully into the distance, his thoughts malms away. That Jinjin worries about his son more than is healthy for either of them, but perhaps I'm not so different. I had to leave my daughter behind in the Crystarium while I oversee trade with Morsuk, and I've not been back for some time. I'd like to send her a gift, to let her know we haven't forgotten about her. Only thing is, I have no idea what young women are interested in these days. Oh, I can tell you. Oh, see, now I'm starting to realize how we're not suitable content. I asked the others, but I don't want them to think I'm doting on her. Yeah, see, that's the thing. We just had the birthday party for my son, and and all the kids were dressed up, and there was one adult who actually somewhat dressed up, and she told me, I expected you to, like, out of all people, to be dressed into something like a cosplay or whatever. And I take a look at myself, and I'm wearing like nice pants and like a button shirt, and I'm in high heels. And I tell her, I am wearing more of a cosplay than you'll ever know. I'm here posing as an adult. If anyone is masked here, it's me. It's Volts. Thank you so much for the follow and welcome. What's up? It's like I felt legitimately masked. Oh, thank you. I was wondering if you can find out for me. Laura over there has a daughter about the same age as mine. I expect she'll know what would make for a decent present. I don't want to talk to a young girl about what they enjoy, because they will not tell me the truth. I mean, until you see my gamer cosplay at home. Now, she knows that I cosplay from time to time, and she's like, I expected that you would show up as something. I'm like, my adult cosplay is the most shocking cosplay out of all. What do you mean? A gift for a young lady. Let me guess. Devot sent you to ask me, didn't he? We all know how much he misses that girl of his. He tries to put on a brave face, but deep down, he's a big softie. Anyway, in answer to your question, the Mord make the most beautiful jewelry from precious stones and valuable relics excavated here in Amarang. I'll bet you don't see many of those around a crystarium. How about something like that? Isn't crystarium like literally a gem-ish? More jewelry. I'll admit that never would have occurred to me, but it's a fine choice. From what I recall, Jin deals in wares like that. If I were write a letter to him, would you be so kind as to deliver it to Mordsuit? I'll leave the particulars to him, since I don't know the first thing about gems and whatnot. By the way, you don't suppose Laura cottoned on, do you? What? I don't suppose Laura cottoned on. What the fuck does this mean? I have like 5 different guesses, and all of them will get me cancelled or embarrassed or banned. What? Bloody hells, nothing gets past her. I might as well ask her myself next time, but I appreciate your help. Cotton on me's like, did she catch on? It's a good thing I didn't say anything. Sometimes all a streamer needs to do to keep their be right back ass real quick. Alright. Enjoy the ass. I'm gonna need a minute. Yeah, I'm gonna be just fine. Well, Leon, that was fast. I expected that to last much longer. Welcome back. I take it everything went well with Thema. Yeah, you can get Silky as about. Yeah, I was actually just reading the flavor text about what Silky actually is. Were you there? That was that was definitely a moment that we shared there. You're right, dude. I'm dying. See that Valentine is red too. A letter, jewelry, daughter, Crystarium. I see. Yes, I know just the thing. The scavengers have found some nice necklaces we can use. Old but shiny. I'll have it ready in a jiffy, that my son can take care of the delivery. Before I forget, please accept this as payment for all your hard work. You have certainly earned it. Okay, that's it. I guess that is on YouTube, but on my bigger channel too. But you're in luck, because no one's gonna go back and watch the Shadowbringers random side questline video. This is the most obscure content that As could have ended up on. Surely. Yeah, I hope nobody ever watches my videos. time you have mature content on, right? I always have to like go back and set that up on YouTube as well. A rather skittish Mort is at his wit's end and might be glad of a helping hand. But I always like, you know what? Like, I always look at my YouTube content and I look at someone like Asmongold and I'm like, for as long as, like, I don't say the things that I hear Asmongold say on his YouTube channel and his YouTube channel is still fine, my content surely will be fine. You know? So he's like my, like, the moral, I guess the where I draw the line for my content. You there, kind traveler, strong traveler. The younglings are in danger. I do watch Asmongold. Very unlikely, but I do. Big scary creatures. They look hungry too. Please, you must hurry to Samuel's backbone east from here. Quickly, there's no time. Yeah, I like him. I think I'm like one of the 3 girls that watches him. But regardless of what people say, I think he's very smart. And I think it is very difficult for a lot of people to realize just how smart he is. Yeah, he is too fair for his own good, to the point that he's misunderstood for that. And he just doesn't care. That's pretty much why so many people will never take a liking to him, because he just doesn't care. But you can tell, like Asmongold is like a smartometer in my opinion. It's like if you're smart, you'll recognize that some things that he says are smart. If you're not smart, you're just gonna be ever so mad at him. I'm not saying that people who don't like Asmongold are stupid. What I'm saying is that sometimes it takes deeper knowledge and understanding of some things. Did you ban ass? Like getting my ass kicked, or saying ass, or getting my... Oh, I'm not sure I can do that. Just ass. I'll be careful to avoid ass in any way, shape, or form. You're laughing all around, so small is good. Yes! I'm also slightly dying, but... Great set. Question, how loud of a volume is my stream in your house? Do I just echo through your establishment like a ghost? Ray Samuel, we were truly sorry. Rational war, nah. I never thought I would be so happy to not be dead. Many thanks, stranger. Yeah, I should probably have some water too. If I open my door, then everyone can probably hear you if I wished. That's probably not something that you should ever wish for. Like, watching me causes people to ask questions. I'm not conversation friendly. Do not eat me. But you said there's no ass to be talked about. How do I make jokes now? More fur, very hard to swallow, I hear. Tickle your belly, it will. I had a cookie redeem. I was... Exactly, I will stop. I'm telling you, there are so many reasons to do these quests. People don't know what they're missing. We are not dead. On top of being hard to swallow, it also tickles your stomach? Like, what? I know someone mentioned probably, but your right elbow looks adequate today. Does it? Oh, it does. It does. Dan Valentine is a big fan of elbows. This is very hard to swallow indeed. We're not dead. You saved us, that is why. 1,000 thank yous. Like, if anything, I'm here to show people that there are so many reasons to do side quests in Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you, I will do that. Like, these are not just fetch quests. If I say something along the lines of "we is definitely not a swallower," I just get myself banned off everything, right? You did it. These two have a lot to answer for, though. You see, those bones once belonged to mighty Samuel, whose ghost still roams the plains. A lot of silly younglings go there to prove their bravery. You've said worse, have I? Like what? There are things much more dangerous than wandering spirits. Oh yes. Wasn't sure if what I saw was crossing line that you said that. Oh, I consistently move that line. Like in like all of the spaces where I am. Up until I made that not safe for work channel, I think that people in our Discord thought the line was like here, and now they know that it's like way over there. I wish it was a ghost we had met instead of those horrible brutes. We will not be going back there anytime soon. Speak for yourself. I was hoping to meet the great Samuel, so I want to try it again, and I will not have others calling me a coward for running away. To tell the truth, I did exactly the same thing when I was their age. It's something of a tradition. Sorry, April Fool's tweet, that was amusing. Oh yeah, like I just wanted to see if I just wanted to see if I'll get courted. I wanted to see if if I'll just like fall into mass depression after posting that tweet. I was not disappointed. That was funny. This is one of the ways we learn to fear and respect the desert, but also how we find the courage to face its many dangers. Though on this occasion, I think we would be two younglings short of a village were it not for you, Mordsuk. Thanks, you traveler. Oh, that was an entirely different tweet. That was the second one. That was the one where I didn't hope for any sort of effect at all. Yeah, I had to show because Zakara is a chef, and I had to show him some of the gems that I encountered there. The second, you didn't see my first April's first joke? Yeah, you did. Oh God, you don't even. Oh, maybe you don't know about my April's first. No, that was different. That was different. That was not from the other day. Because the other day I was talking about that was the sap the pine tree sap tweet. That was not the April 1st. But I can see how I've created a pattern. Now that you mentioned that. The other one, yes, not the sap one. That sap one was just something that I saw in the morning and that I tweeted out, and it suddenly became everyone's problem, apparently. Like, I just wanted to show you a cool nature fact and make you laugh, and then it turned out to be so much worse than what it ended up being at first. No, my April's first was asking for tips on online dating and asking for shortcuts basically. and complaining loudly about the single life. that was the gist of the joke. Lord of the Ring. Gun Gun is thrilled by the signet ring you have discovered. Such a pretty ring, almost too precious to sell. Almost. We will ask a friend of my father's how much it is worth. He's a good man. We can trust him, as much as we can trust anyone that my father would call a friend. Anyway, let us meet in Mord's soup. Once we're done, we can discuss your reward. Shit, I didn't read that. The only thing sweeter than a handful of shinies is a purse full of jinglies. Well, that was worth going back for. Blinks in Latin. Yeah, my Twitter has lately become a cesspool of nonsense. I'm not serious there anymore. I just live there and shitpost. It's no longer a business avenue. Is that a purpose? Yeah, I just discovered it too late. I used to be all serious, and then I used to get like also no interaction. Sir Nance is getting more follows though, for better or for worse. Some of these characters that you meet there, you don't know if you want them there at all. Very close he is this way. Scrupulous trader. What does scrupulous mean? What have you got for me tonight? I'm not sure, but it is a very lovely shiny. Here, take a look. Tonight? Oh, is it really nighttime? Does he change what he says? Depending on the quest? I doubt it. Let me see. My word, this is exquisite. Or maybe it's because maybe this happens after we introduce the night. Judging by the sigil, I say this originates from Naboth Orang. You'll need to find an expert in that period to ascertain its true value, though. I'm convinced most Twitters are not actually real people. Lately, they have not been. It's been very difficult to find real people there because there is bots everywhere. Went back to your boss to see your reaction. Wait, to what? What did I do? Why is your character so tall? Is she? She's very short. Or is at least supposed to be. Oh, ass? Oh, it's... That was quite something. To toss the puppy is short. Well, the puppy is that's baby Torko from Final Fantasy 16. Oh, now he's I'm trying to look at you, you little shit. There we go. Yeah, now ass is just synonymous for ads, which basically is the same thing. Ads are ass. So we didn't say anything wrong. I mean, you do not know. Sorry, Gun, but the chap with the cart near the south gate might be able to help. White hair smells of cabbage. Ew. Then we shall ask him. Thank you for your kind advice. It smells like cabbage. He should be easy to find in that case. Kind of funny how ads have the potential to be good, like Super Bowl ones. I haven't seen a good ad in like a very, very, very long time. Not to say things not good ads and like ads which are all bad. Do you want me to demonstrate you what a good ad is? Do you want to see a good ad? Okay, you're about to see a good ad. Okay. Now that we're talking about ads and that you're all here, I'm going to give you an example of what a good ad is. All right, are you ready? I think you are. I think it is time that we do what we always do whenever we find a good moment to do so, especially when we play JRPGs in order for you to experience the Japanese culture in a much more meaningful and much better way, what better way is there for you to do that than through food? Now, I've recently gotten sponsored by Tokyo Treat, which sent me this amazing, awesome, beautiful, wonderful snack box. And this is something that you can get for yourself as well. They are monthly themed, and this particular one is from March. This one is themed by Sakura, and it has like a lovely Sakura leaflet as well, where you can learn all about these foodstuffs. No, it does not come with the curtain. In order to experience the curtain, you also have to be here, and that is a totally different kind of ad. Now, let us choose today's treat. Kit Kat, but not just any ordinary Kit Kat that you have a chance to buy at your supermarket. This is a Kit Kat matcha latte. No Hanami season is complete without a taste of Japan's famous matcha. Bite into this Kit Kat for a burst of green tea goodness mixed with milky white chocolate. And I promise to be completely decent. We're gonna open it up and we're gonna taste it. This particular Kit Kat is, as you could guess, completely green. And it absolutely tastes like matcha latte. This is perfection. If you do not, in fact, get yourself one of these subscription boxes, you are failing yourself. You're failing yourself as a fan of Japanese culture, as a JRPG player. If you're not planning to go to Japan and experience this for yourself, you absolutely need to treat yourself with one of these. That is just freaking tasty. And you can do so with the link that you've just had the chance to see in the chat, or you can type !snacks and use my affiliate link to get yourself one of these wonderful, wonderful subscription boxes filled with snacks. Not like mine, because I've already eaten out of it. Snacks with an S, because there's more snacks. And trust me when I tell you, this is one of the best sponsorship deals that I've ever had. And if you do choose to get one through my link, you are supporting me as a content creator more than you know, and you are unironically putting food on my table. Trust me. Now, Saikara, that is an ad. That's not an ass. We can move on. Anyhow. Antiquities dealer. May I help you? Please tell us what this old ring is worth. Was that ass or no? Ho ho, I have not. This guy calling me a hoe too. It's like every day when I quest a Shadowbringers. Zakar would prefer a nice ass. That's presumptuous. But you're most likely not straying far from the truth. Judging by Zakar's activity in our Not Safe for Work channel. I have not seen one of these in a very long time. What is it? This is no simple ring. See that sigil? Used to seal letters, it was. The owner must have been someone quite important. But you'd best speak with Jamiel if you want to know who it belonged to. If you want to know about crests and such, you'll be the one to ask. Not again, I just want my jinglies. It's 99% by Olivia emote. You post too, don't lie. We all know. the stuff that you put on there. Hopefully Jambiel will be the last one we have to ask. Oh, is that your? Oh, that's so cute. Whose ass is this? Whose ass emote is this? Is that yours? I can't see it on Restream chat because it won't show me what it's called. Oh, that's not yours? I see. I was like, that's just very convenient that you have that. So, I saw a couple. I see. They have class. For sure. Oh, yours is. Oh, you have an ass. Am I the only person on Twitch who doesn't have an ass emote? What is this? Like, what do I even have? I got nothing. Do I have anything that resembles asses? I really don't, right? Oh, Palmer's laughing. That's precious. Oh, this one has a cutscene and everything. No crying. Now, what could you two spry younglings need from an old man like me? We want to know how much we can get for this signet ring. Please tell us. The suspense is killing me. Yeah, Twitch was removing them. I saw some posts on Twitter that was like of Twitch removing like emotes that weren't even ass. Where'd you get this? It belonged to a Malik of Nabatharang. Oh, look at him. This sounds very valuable indeed. So, how much? To a historian, it is priceless. In all likelihood, there's only one such ring in existence. Though I am afraid that to the layman universe in ancient sigils, it is worth no more than any other signet of a similar age. Anyone in Nabatharang with even a modicum of wealth would have had one bearing their mark. So it is priceless, but also not worth very much. I'm confused. It looks like we will not be rolling in riches after all. I'm very sorry to have dragged you around more soup for nothing. But as we always say, no such thing as no one needs. And hard work is its own reward. That's not true at all. Something like that anyway. Where did you hear me? I have no clue. I think, to be honest with you, I think I may have found you if you ever commented on any of Ibs's tweets regarding any Square Enix maybe campaign promotions, because one of my ways to discover people, I know I have followed a lot of people, so I think I followed you. But if you ever wrote anything regarding the sponsorship, stream keys, or something like that, I may have followed you as a creator because I was looking into my competition at some point when I was applying for, I don't know, maybe Final Fantasy 16, maybe, I don't know, some of the other games, Triangle Strategy, Octopath Travel, or anything like that. So I tend to follow content creators, so also apply to these things to gauge your to gauge their size. So I could have easily followed you for that reason. I'm deserted this is the stream to come and discussing ass. Absolutely. Whatever used to be got a 50% boost of your accent, yes. Yes, I absolutely go around Twitter accounts to gauge sizes, and I am almost never disappointed. As a petite creator, even average size is never disappointing. From my point of view. While your coin purse may be no heavier than before, you have learned an important lesson. At least I think so. I sometimes go back to the quest that no one is paying attention to, just to like have myself convinced that this is still what I'm doing. Neon, I bet when you followed me today, you did not understand what kind of experience you're getting here, but you quickly caught on. And I like how nobody else is shocked. Gun Gun is finally ready to obey his father's orders to take a well-earned rest. This is why I will never go big. I'm too cancelable. And that's okay. Now the business with the ring is over. I should rest as I said I would. Then your promise to my father will be fulfilled. Actually, there's something I should like to discuss with you. I'm in no rush, however, so let's speak again after we repose. Repose. How do we read this? Well, I'm glad to have you here. You seem to have the same mental frequency as people here. You fit in well. My curiosity, it is piqued. Please, you must tell me now. I can rest while I listen. Well, if you insist. I would like you to help me search for more relics from Nabath Areng. If my suppositions are correct, I know where many such artifacts are waiting to be uncovered. I base this claim on my knowledge of the route chosen by the Malik when he led his people's exodus from the Flood of Light. Although many tried to take their most prized possessions with them, it soon became apparent that such burdens would only hinder their escape. Each household discarded their personal treasures one piece at a time. By following the exact path traveled from Nabath Areng, we would be able to unearth many more priceless treasures. What say you? Will you lend me your aid? Of course. And now that I have finished resting, I'm ready to start digging. You're quite sure. So we are looting abandoned houses as pretty much war profiteers. Great. I am. But you should come too. You have already found one of these shinies. Maybe you can find some more. You will be amply remunerated for your efforts, even if there are no profits to be made from the sale of the items themselves. I too am proponent of the motto, honest pay for honest work. Like, these words are hard. We should go before my father tries to stop me. Honestly, there's no such thing as working too hard. Oh, wait, where are we going? The first location is to the east of the inn at Journey's Head. Allow me to lead the way. Well, I guess we are off. It's like, I cleared this entire zone and I don't remember a single quest. That's alright, I'm sure you do. It's like, how long was I even streaming? Oh my god, I've been streaming for a while today. And then like 6 in the morning happens and I get up and I'm and then I'm a mom. It's like, I wonder what will happen one day when my toddler discovers what I do when he goes to bed. So what kind of conversations am I having on the internet? Oh, I'm having a lot of fun. As I recall, there should be a few artifacts scattered around this area. The first items to be discarded were those of little value or simply too cumbersome to be carried over long distances. However, we can assume that many were buried so that they could be recovered later. Therefore, it seems logical that landmarks such as large outcrops and so forth would be used to indicate their position. Less talking, more digging. I want to find the shinies. We are actually unearthing people's. How do we know? Like, do we have like a, you know, that thing that, like, how do we deliver the dirt encrusted shield to Gun Gun? Lots of lovely shinies over here. What have we got? It's like, I could have given you plenty of shields. A great big shiny. Is this a dinner plate? Jamil, what is this? Oh yeah, definitely. I'm actually very, very happy to have changed the stream time as I don't know. This feels much better. I'm just gonna go turn on the AC. Just give me a second. Because it's actually getting unexpectedly hot here. It's been a cold day, but had the windows closed because there's also mosquitoes outside. It's actually annoying. A heraldic shield. The 5 coins above a castle represent each of the great houses of Nabatharang. Coins? Is that because they were rich? Precisely. The capital attracted trade across Norvent, and much of the wealth found its way into their coffers. Such a booming economy was not built overnight, however. Although Nabatharang was largely established by humans, the harsh desert environment meant that they had to rely on the aid of neighboring peoples. I was the Mord who taught them how to safely traverse the barren plains, methods for finding sustenance, and much besides. They were also respected partners in matters of commerce. The Nabath owed a great deal to your ancestors. Gun. I never knew. History is all around us if we know where to look. Which reminds me, the next location I would like to search is not far from here. This way, if you please. Oh yeah, exactly. It's all about you two. Absolutely. Yes, I absolutely have completely shifted over my time and work schedule for Zykara's convenience, and you happened upon here as a happy circumstance. That is exactly what it was. Kayanola, hi, welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, that's definitely what it was. I have reason to believe that more artifacts are resting beneath these ruins. Please take the utmost care with any that you discover, as some may be fragile. You said it. I did. It's been said. Absolutely. Clip that's now Israel. I can't even imagine how many clips may have happened today. I don't want to think about it. So I would like to believe that I don't say the amount of bullshit that I do. I know. Thanks so much for dropping by, and I hope you have a great night. Yeah, I'm doing very well today. Actually, I took a mini nap before I started the stream, so I ended up streaming a little longer today. Nothing but bricks and sand. Have you had better luck? Sand-caked the statue. It's like one of those statues from that meme that goes like whenever someone says something shocking. I know what this is. A decorative Mord's head sculpture. Making these is one of our many traditions. But what is it doing here? I like Amarang music. It's so good. We may surmise that it was one kept by the pristine palace of Malik. It once housed tokens of friendships from allied peoples. That the Malik brought such gifts from so far Nabatharang is proof of their cultural significance. However, when the Nabath and the Mord first came into contact, there were many disagreements. I do not understand. We Mord hate arguing. The art of negotiation is another one of our many traditions. Yes, I dare say that was a decisive factor in these disparate peoples finding common ground. And yet the Mord live on while the Nabath are no more. Hopefully we will uncover yet more valuable insights to the past as our final excavation site. May I say your work thus far has been nothing short of exemplary. Please save your thanks for when we have finished. Thank you, thanks so much. Yeah, I'm normally live around 9 p.m. Central European time, which was almost 4 hours ago. But today I was a little later because I took a tiny little nap. So my schedule does say 9, but you will find me 5 to 15 minutes late on most days because my son will put me to sleep as a way to as a way to not get me to stream for some reason so that we can starve together. Just kidding. Anyhow, speaking of which, I do need to get up in the morning So for now, this is where we will stop. Do stick around on Twitch because we are going to raid a fellow Final Fantasy 14 streamer, Xlyria. I never know how to say their name, but that is my best attempt. And we're gonna go there and say hello. Tomorrow is a very important day. Yes, I'm 1 hour ahead of you. That is correct. I am starting Persona 4 Golden tomorrow, and I hope to see you there for it. We're gonna have a Persona Day before the Final Fantasy 16 DLC Day, which is the day after. And then there's Saturday when we just, well, play everything. That's pretty much the plan. Thank you so much for being here today. I had a blast, and I hope you did too. And I will be seeing you tomorrow, same time, same place, with Persona 4. And in the meantime, find us on Discord. You can find the link in the description on YouTube or in the About Me in Twitch, and that's pretty much it. Do make sure to go and say hi to Xlyria, and don't make me say the name again because I will mess it up and feel very sad. Anyway, go say hello, have fun, have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much, take care, and bye-bye.